Minnesota State University Moorhead, WDAY Extra, Dragon Athletics, and Go Team Productions presents Minnesota State University Moorhead Dragons Basketball. Tonight, it's the Dragons and Wayne State presented by Papa John's. It is certainly January outside if you're here in the Fargo-Moorhead area or even looking at a weather map. But in here, we'd like to think we've got a little bit of March flavor here this weekend. A good Friday evening to you. My name is Steve DeStacio. It's my privilege to be with you from Alex Nemzik Hall here in Moorhead, along with my guy, Jared Bledsoe. Jared, we said we were going to have 4 great games last weekend. We got them. Maybe the ante gets raised even higher this weekend. Wayne State here tonight. These Wildcats are 6-4 against the undefeated Dragons.
Absolutely. They come in with their own winning streak, 3 games in a row. Obviously, they're looking to get it going tonight as well.
So the challenge for the Dragons, they have not played some great basketball, but maybe last Saturday night they played their best basketball of this calendar new year, maybe since mid-December. Can that spark a team?
Absolutely. And we talk about consistency and identity of a team. As you mentioned, January, want to keep that rolling as the Dragons take on a tough opponent.
We mention identity. It's a word Chad Walthall's been using throughout his 8+ years at MSU Moorhead. What's the identity of this women's team?
Obviously, they get it done on the defensive end. First and foremost, Coach Nelson does a tremendous job and their coaching staff preparing them. But now you're starting to see where they're clicking on all cylinders offensively, getting it inside, causing double teams, and their perimeter shooters are knocking down shots as well.
The Dragon women have won 12 straight. They're the only 10-0 team in the NSIC. Is that pressure?
I don't think it's pressure, but obviously you want to build on the consistency, and it shows in the record, as you mentioned, 12-0, getting it rolling, and obviously talk about being 10-0 in the conference. You definitely want to continue to build on that success.
The Dragons are 2 games clear of Minnesota Duluth, whom they'll see next weekend. There's a look at Wayne State head coach Brent Polerai in his first season. Here's our player comparison presented by Matt Buss. Maggie Lowe is somebody like Lauren Fetch. The numbers don't look that impressive, but you were hearing me preach last Saturday night. When Lauren Fetch wants to, she can put the ball in the bucket.
Oh, man, we've become big fans of Lauren Fetch as she's able to knock down the open shot. Obviously, sometimes has the assignment of taking on the tougher scoring guard for the other team, so look to get her going tonight as well.
She's shooting 50% from the floor, so it also lets you know that Lauren Fetch is taking good shots as well.
Yes, quality shots, very high basketball IQ as you talk about driving to the basket, able to finish, can knock down that perimeter three-pointer. As you mentioned, 50% from the field, 4.3 points per game. Definitely look for her to get it done tonight as well.
I'd like to think that the message that Carla Nelson and her staff are preaching right now is you can't mess around with a team like this. This is a good Wayne State squad.
Right, you got to get it going from the tip. We saw last weekend where the Dragons kind of sputtered in the start. You got to get it going. Love for them to get it inside early, and as you mentioned, knock down shots.
Dave Klunt throws the ball up, and we're underway. Wayne State in their black and golds. The Dragons are in their whites.
Yeah, as expected, Dragons come out matched up man-to-man, and right away, Jackie Volkel would be able to anticipate a steal. So we got called for a foul there.
Late whistle, but correct whistle by Ryan Weiser. Rob Nudell and Dave Klunt are the 3 officials. The Dragons, coached by Carla Nelson, mentioned it last week, or it's almost 2 weeks, 2 days short of 2 weeks that Carla Nelson broke her radius in her dominant hand, like some other people that we know and may or may not love. On the right side, or your side, Maggie Lowe. Brittany Bongards looks at the basket, fires, and hits. It's a 2, but she hits from deep.
Baumgart showing her range as the Wildcats pick up a 1-2-2 zone.
And that's what the Dragons saw last week against Bemidji State.
That is true, Steve, and it caused them a little trouble, havoc, if you will.
Hintz had to be quick to the ball. There's Fetch.
Wildcats drop back into a 2-3 zone. Seem to be active early with a couple deflections.
So the Dragons will have 4 seconds to shoot. Megan Hintz would have had an uncontested layup, but the ball went off her fingertips a couple of moments ago. Baravich from quarter court. She'll settle for Volker. Jackie knows she has to shoot it. She does.
Veteran shot there by Jackie Volker, getting to her spot, knowing that the shot clock was low, able to knock that down.
Yeah, I don't think it went too much lower. I think if it went lower, we'd hear a buzzer. 2-2 is getting loose underneath and scoring is Erin Norling. She is the leading scorer for this Wildcat squad, 7th in the NSIC, averaging 14.6 points per game. Here's Fetch. She's defended by Maggie Lowe. A 3 chucked up by Baravich as an air ball. Here comes Maggie Lowe. Back it goes Norling. She'll shoot it if she has an open shot.
Great job by the Wildcats there in transition offense. Norling knocking down that open 3. And then Wildcats dropping back into this zone, slowing the Dragons down, something they, again, the Bemidji Beavers able to take the Dragons out of their rhythm in transition.
There's this skip pass. Volker. We're so accustomed to seeing Wayne State play a 2-3 as a whistle and a foul. And who'd they get? They got, underneath they got Bongarts. Bongarts and I think Bussey collapsed in on Volker, and they got Brittany Bongarts. First foul whistled against Wayne State, so fresh shot clock. Green underneath, back to Fetch. Jared, is this a zone?
Yes, we got a 2-3 zone. Dragons looking to get it inside.
And they do.
Oh, nice shot there by Maddie Green. Nice little move inside. And that's where the Dragons' bread and butter has been thus far this season. Get it inside early, forcing teams to sag in and then knock down those open shots.
I wonder how much, there's an offensive foul. I think they got Andrea Larson. Yeah, they did, on an illegal screen. Brent Polaroid will go to his bench first. He'll bring in Kylie Hammer. He'll bring the hammer in, a 5'6" freshman from Wayne, Nebraska. She's 5'4", Jared. She averaged almost 21 points a game at Wayne High School. There's Hintz underneath. Nice. And the Dragons are back to within 1.
Nice find there by Jackie. Again, you often call her the spark. Finding her partner in crime. Hintz for the easy bucket.
There's an errant pass. Did it hit Kylie Baravich? No, and the Dragons will get the ball back.
Again, Wayne State sticking with this 1-2-2 zone.
Yep. Volkert has it, now Green. And she'll get the roll.
Nice touch, Maddie Green.
Dragons have their first lead of the ball game. 8-7, they're on a 6-0 run. Hallie Bussey playing with a mask, similar to Tommy Getke for Winona State a couple of weeks ago. Haley Vesey, a 5'10" sophomore out of Indianola, Iowa, will head into the ball game for Wayne State. Andrea Larson will sit down. The 1-2-2 press, light press by Wayne State continues, broken easily. Here's Baravich looking underneath, again off the fingertips of Hintz. Green bumped up top. She'll try a 3. Off the glass. 3 in a row for Maddie Green, and the Dragons have opened up an 11-7 lead.
Did she call bank on that one, Steve?
You ask that often. I have no idea what goes through a young mind. Erin Norling, if I knew, I'd have a better relationship with my daughter. Here comes Jackie Volker. Up ahead to Green.
Fine by Jackie. And Maddie Green is on fire. I mean, getting it done from outside, running the lane. Great find there again by Jackie Volker, the spark.
How about an 11-0 spark? Which comes to an end because Bongarts gets a rebound, and we have a whistle and a timeout. 5:38 remaining in the first quarter. It's the Dragons 13, Wayne State 9.
Herbert and Gerberts wants to know, what's your favorite sandwich?
My personal favorite is the Flash. It's got all that meat and that Italian flavor that I can't get enough of.
You know, the first time I was at Herbert and Gerberts, I couldn't decide if I wanted ham or turkey, so I got the Gerf. Got both.
I like the Pompeii because I like chicken salad, but it also has that sweet chili sauce.
Experience Flavor Nation for yourself with the classic, specialty, and signature menus at Herbert and Gerberts with 4 convenient FM locations, 1 in Bismarck and 1 in Grand Forks. Or order online and have it delivered at herbertandgerberts.com.
We know and may or may not love. Tonight's ball games here on WDAY Extra are presented by Papa John's. Are you a Papa John's guy?
In college, I was. Not so much as an adult, but they have delicious pizza.
There's the Dragons, 10-0. They've won 12 in a row, 2 clear of Augustana, who will be here tomorrow night for the overall lead in the NSIC. In the NSIC North, you can see the Dragons are 2 games clear of Minnesota Duluth, who is in Mankato tonight. Wayne State tied for 4th place. As you can see, the Dragons head coach, Carla Nelson, still wondering whether she's going to have surgery or not. It's been 12 days. I got an x-ray the day after my broken bone and surgery a week and a half afterwards. So maybe it's because she broke hers at the different end next to her wrist. It's a nasty, nasty injury. I don't recommend it to anybody. Dragons turn the ball over, and it's Hallie Bussey with it, the Winthrop, Minnesota native.
Yeah, we talked about that zone press causing the Dragons a little trouble. We'll have to figure it out here early.
Taylor Reiner grabs an offensive rebound, chucks up an air ball. Here comes Lauren Fetch. Got the first bucket in each game last weekend. She tied her career high with 14 last Saturday night in the victory against Minnesota Crookston. Green hadn't missed until that try. Volkert laying out, so does Baravich. Here comes Kylie Hammer.
Oh, nice block there by Lauren Fetch, and another excellent pass.
Up ahead to Baravich, who gets fouled by Norling, who did a good job of making sure that Baravich didn't have the uncontested layup. And here's our replay presented by Midco.
And that's something you start to realize why teams are going zone to slow the Dragons down, because they do an excellent job finding each other in transition, and usually that leads to buckets in transition. And I mean, honestly, usually it's Jackie Volkert or Lauren Fetch finding their teammates.
Peyton Boom came in during the last timeout. Now Brooklyn Legal is in the ball game, number 35 for the Dragons, the 6'2" sophomore from Richland Center, Wisconsin. It's 15-9. The Dragons are up by a half dozen here with 4.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. That's a Boom block. Peyton had 4 of them in the first quarter last weekend against Crookston. This is legal for 3. No, and then Boom comes over the top and gets whistled for the loose ball foul. We talked about energy from the get-go. It certainly wasn't there 1 week ago tonight against Bemidji State. Is it there so far tonight?
I like the energy so far. I mean, we even saw the scrum here not even 2 or 3 plays ago. Baravich and Jackie Volkert on the floor. Love the energy.
That's a pretty move and finish by Maggie Lowe.
Maggie Lowe with supreme footwork.
Lowe shooting 32%, averaging 5 3/4 points per game. This is Boom, and the Dragons will set up their half-court offense. It's a 3 by Baravich and a long rebound to Hammer. Kylie still struggling here in calendar 2019, but like she told me 20 minutes ago before the game started, here's a foul. As long as the team wins.
It's a great attitude to have. I mean, and if you're a shooter, you got to have amnesia. You got to keep shooting. I mean, she's known to knock down, 3-pointers from all over the court, so you definitely want to encourage her to continue to shoot.
Larson and Bongartz back in for Wayne State. Haley Vesey in for Wayne. Inbounding is Kylie Hammer, and it's Vesey for three. It won't go. Green skying for the rebound. Here comes Jackie Volker. Nicole Brown, number 42, in for the Dragons. Down low, and she'll get double teamed. This is legal for three. It won't go, and another long rebound in front of us to Kylie Hammer.
Legal had an excellent weekend as well, knocking down open threes. You definitely want to continue to encourage her to shoot those open shots.
Legal had 15 points on 6 of 13 shooting.
Excellent drive there by Larson. Couple dribbles, finishing at the cup, and you look up, Wildcats only down 2.
15-13. Wayne State's led by as many as 5. The Dragons by as many as 6. Baravage up top, Legal, and Kylie. She was looking for Jackie.
Great hustle. And those are energy plays. Obviously, there was a miscue there. Not giving up on the play.
Kylie needs to shoot it, and she does. That hit the rim. Not the shot the Dragons wanted. Again, here comes Maggie Lowe to tie the game.
And again, I'm sure these Wildcats studied some film, saw that the Bemidji Beavers were able to give the Dragons some trouble. And if you're not making those shots, obviously long rebounds as Legal misses at point-blank range.
This is going to be a Maddie Green foul as she came colliding in looking for an offensive rebound as Brown was too far under the glass. Hintz will come in. Brown, Volkert, Green sit down. Nicole Herbertson, number 32, is in for the Dragons. 5'8" freshman, Rolog, Minnesota. And Fetch is back in as the officials see something on the floor.
Yeah, that was Brown. That was Brown under the basket on the miss there.
Yeah, she missed the shot. Green came in looking for the rebound. So it's 15-15. Both teams have hit 6 field goals. Check that updated stats now. Wayne 7 of 14. That's 50%. The Dragons 6 of 13. Each team has hit a 3. As you see, first-year head coach Brent Pollard. He was 50 and 29 in a couple of seasons at Division III St. Mary's. That's that school right by Winona State down there in that beautiful part of the country. And he was, you want to go blast from the past back to the Jared Bledsoe days? He was the interim head coach at Texas A&M Kingsville when Dina Kangas got let go. Dina Kangas was the assistant coach for Carla Nelson the year before you got here.
Oh, wow.
That is a blast from the past. Yes, Dina Kangas is the all-time leading scorer on the women's side in NSIC history. She could fill it, averaging nearly 30 points per game in her career.
Way to dig in the archives for Steve.
When I saw Dina Kangas, it's like, wait a minute, if I could bring something up from, what would that be now? 18 years ago. That's good stuff. So I don't know what the delay was as Pollard took over for Chris Kielsmeyer, who was here for nearly a decade. He is dipping his foot into the Division I pool at Cleveland State. 15-15 is our score here. From Wayne, Nebraska to Cleveland, Ohio. That's a Hintz block. Fetch with the loose ball and she'll double dribble.
The right call, but excellent defensive possession by the Dragons.
That's a second turnover tonight. The band is here. Looking for more students. I was hoping this place would be a little more packed.
Energy.
Yeah.
Love when the band's in town, man. It is always fun to have.
That's got to be 5 seconds. And it is. That's the fourth Wayne State turnover.
Excellent job by the Dragons defensively getting it done in the half-court set. See how they handle this zone press.
Natalie Steichen brought the ball across midcourt in for the first time. The 5'5" freshman from nearby Dilworth, Minnesota. That's a jump ball and some sloppy possessing. Kylie Hammer's back in for Wayne State. Maggie Lowe sits down. So the Dragons haven't scored in a while. They haven't scored since the 4:31 mark. Legal open for three. Won't go. That is Kylie Hammer's third rebound in as many possessions for Wayne State, the smallest player on the floor. Aaron Norling loses it. And another jump ball. This will stay Wayne State's. So Aaron Norling will inbound to the left of Dragon graduate assistant Cassidy Thorson, who just earned her bachelor's degree a month ago. Norling and the hammer.
Wayne State looking to get it inside.
Well, they get it up top to Bongerts. She'll fire and hit a three.
Nice shot. I believe that's Baumgart's range there. She looks pretty comfortable knocking down her second shot from that spot.
After an 11-0 Dragon run, it's a 9-0 Wayne State run. Herbranson up top, Steichen.
Like to see some high-low action if you could from the Dragons.
It's a good look inside to Hintz, but was in heavy traffic. Here comes Bongerts, and the ball goes over top of Forum sports writer Eric Peterson.
Solid anticipation there by Lauren Fetch. Again, Dragons are active on the defensive end, not able to knock down the open shot so far on the offensive end.
Bussey from downtown, no. Hintz pushes Brooklyn Legal out of the way, and the Dragons can play for the final shot with 20 seconds remaining. Steichen looks over for guidance with 10 seconds remaining. Herbranson. Hintz from downtown, no. With 2 seconds remaining, Norling, good if it goes. Too strong. A first quarter of runs, an 11-0 Dragon run, climaxed by a 9-0 Wayne State run. Wildcats had the lead. You're watching live coverage of Dragons basketball on WDAY Extra.
Prosperity is today's investment in tomorrow's promise. The promise of a better way of life. With every act of kindness, every act of creation, and with every act of love, we strengthen our community. And when we stand together as a community, we accomplish the impossible. We can choose to pass through life, or we can choose to pass on a better way of life.
Since 1974, and new for Matt Buss is Link FM, the fun, fast, and free way to get around downtown. Go to mattbuss.com for more information. And Promotional Solutions is a collection of marketers, creators, designers, finance guys, and fangirls with a passion for your promo product, apparel, and marketing needs. Jared, visit promotingus.com. You've got some stats in your hands. Numbers don't lie. What do they say?
So far, the Dragons doing a solid job. Got 8 points in the paint. Scored actually 7 of their 15 points off the turnover. So you'd really like for the Dragons to continue that pressure, that energy. Only 1 for 8 from behind the arc. So Dragons got to start knocking down some shots.
Seems to me like they've gotten good shots, maybe with the exception of Hintz with 1 or 2 on the shot clock, or Baravage earlier. The other 6 shots look pretty open.
I agree. And open looks, obviously they're accustomed to knocking down those shots, so you got to continue to have confidence and knock those down.
Hintz, one of the few times she's had the ball underneath to Volkert in the lane.
Excellent pass. Great cut by Volkert with a nice little teardrop in the lane.
The Dragons are now over 200 assists for the season. Green, the volleyed rebound. Here comes Volkert as the Dragons look for the lead. Jackie, oh, what a pass inside. Maybe a better pass to Hintz from Green. Bongerts clears.
And that's the type of chemistry, again, you can't coach. It just looks like they enjoy playing with one another. Not able to capitalize there. It looked like the second foul there on Jackie. But those are the type of passes that you love to see from a coaching standpoint.
Yeah, and as much as I love Dave Klunt and the way he officiates, I just saw two competitors going after the ball. But, as we say, they're people too.
They're people too.
I don't know if Dave Klunt likes me or not because I took his umpiring number 7 back in the day. 7's my number.
That's your number? Okay.
Dave Klunt was injured. You're not gonna umpire. Get behind the plate. I'm taking your number.
Great decision there by Baravich. And that's what good scorers do, Steve. You look at, she missed the first couple threes. See, it wasn't falling from long, and now she attacks the basket, getting the easy lay.
Baravich had been firing. Here she gets a stop defensively. She played great defense last weekend. She took 13, 14, and 16 shots in her prior 3 games. So what's that? 43 shots in 3 games. Last Saturday night against Minnesota Crookston, she tried 4 shots. Played defense, got assists, did her job. And you know she got to the free throw line in an effort to beat Bemidji State when the Dragons needed her in the 4th quarter last Friday night. This is hints from 15. So Kylie Baravich is doing the little things to help this team win.
I agree, and you pointed on a great point that she had, the fact they won. That lets you know her mindset is brought in team defense, team offense, team philosophy, which is encouraging to hear from a young player like that.
Unless you're going to the pros, as Norling hits a 3 and ties us up again, what difference does it make how many points you score? Does it really matter? Look at him hesitating. 21 all, 8 minutes remaining here in the first half. Stump Jared is the name of this segment. We've got to get it sponsored.
Not at all, my friend. I was just making sure your question was answered, because if you have a mindset like a Baravich, like myself, you want to get buckets to help your team.
I understand, but that doesn't mean forcing.
No, I agree. But you definitely want to be aggressive. You want to be aggressive, and that's something that she can. If she's aggressive, she can definitely help the Dragons continue to win.
Norling scored again. She has a game-high 10. All I'm suggesting is she was smart with the basketball last weekend, as Hintz can't score. Maddie Green just got whacked on the arm and will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. The latest foul is on Amanda Ivester, a 6'4" freshman from Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Again, we've touched on this a couple times this year, just that Maddie Green showing her athleticism, going in there, snatching down that rebound, going up strong and able to draw the foul.
So what we surmised the last couple minutes is Baravich is smart with the basketball and you were a gunner.
Oh, you want to go back to that? Okay. You want to go back to that, my friend. I was a gunner, no question about it. Still am a gunner.
Green.
But you got to have
you
got to have at the basketball IQ to it and know when to shoot, when not to shoot, and set teammates up for success. And I think the young lady Baravich does just that.
23-22, 7:15 remaining here in the first half from Moorhead. All the way in is Hammer, and she gets rejected for a second time tonight. Baravich in a 1-on-5. You think she
excellent
cares?
Pass.
No.
Look at the court vision there by Baravich. Going coast to coast, finding Herbertson. And again, this is why teams have decided to go into a full court press, not a soft press, to keep the Dragons from running.
See, you would have shot that. No, okay, we're done with that.
You still want to talk about that, my friend? I probably would have. I probably would have pulled up at half court, Steve.
24-23.
Pulled up at half court. How about that?
24-23. The Dragons are back on top here with 7 minutes remaining. Here in the first half, that was great vision. It's a 1-on-5 in all seriousness by Baravich. This is Hammer. Fearless again. Andrea Larson dumping the ball inside the Bongarts. And there was a lot of traffic as Lauren Fetch goes down to the floor. This will remain Wayne State basketball with 11 remaining on the shot clock.
Love the fact that your guards are in there being scrappy. Fetch in there all entangled with the Wildcats, forcing that jump ball.
VC and Larson. Bongarts rejected by Hintz. Wayne with 3 to shoot.
Again, in the half-court set so far, the Dragons have done a solid job keeping the Wildcats from getting uncontested shots. As you mentioned, another block.
Wayne has 3. Bongertz, what is she going to do? That ball never hit the rim, and that's a great defensive possession for the Dragons. 3 shots, nothing hit metal.
Absolutely, and again, Wildcats fall back into this zone. Like you mentioned, it was a soft zone. They're not looking to trap, just trying to keep the Dragons from running.
Dragons up by a digit. Baravich looking. Oh, Hintz did a great job.
Excellent job by Hintz, creating an angle for that easy bucket under.
Can you tell there's chemistry? That's the identity of this team, is look for the good shot, be unselfish, and that's why they've got the lead, and here comes Fetch. Lauren on the move. And, yep, she pivoted one too many times.
So you're saying she should have shot it?
See, I was going to let that go. I know what you would have done with it.
Call timeout.
Norling back in for Wayne State. Good ball game, as advertised here on the women's side. Should see it as well on the men's side. Maybe the 2 surprise teams in the NSIC on the men's side will do battle for your entertainment pleasure.
Great anticipation there, that last possession by Maddie Green getting the steal.
Fetch.
Hintz,
well, look.
Hintz really working inside, trying to create a position. Step back, no good for Baravich.
See, that looks like forcing. She tried a couple shots. She's 0 for 3, hadn't really come close. Underneath, Bussey, and 1. I'm sorry, that's Norling. I know that's what Kylie does. She's in a slump. Maybe that shot's ill-advised. Maybe she's, like you said, it has an intentional case of amnesia.
You have to. I mean, that's a shot we've seen her make and shoot with confidence. You know, if she stepped back and make that shot for the conference championship, nobody's going to question it. You know,
agree. Norling with 13, and we're tied at 26. Hintz, Fetch. No.
Nice rebound by Hintz, muscling up. And I like the fact that the Dragons got a touch at the high post. This is the first time in many possessions they were able to get it to the high post, kick out. As you saw Hintz diving and get that offensive rebound.
Creating is Bussey for nothing. Hintz clears. Here comes Fetch again.
You see the Dragons get another high-low touch right around that mid-range area.
Green backs up. Now Green's going to shoot and get fouled by Hammer. That'll be her second foul, and Green will head to the free throw line after the media timeout. 4:25 remaining as you see Green get fouled. Remaining in the first half on the women's side, Dragons up by 2.
Do more of what you love without being held back by joint pain. At Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our team will work with you to create a care plan that meets you where you are, choosing treatment options that fit your lifestyle, so you can get back to more outdoor adventures, more traditions, more active moments, more you. See how you can reach your more at Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
If you're looking for a good neighbor agency in our community, call David Eggers at 218-233-1334 or stop by the Eggers Agency on 8th Street in Moorhead. And Moorhead Public Service offers an incentive program called Bright Energy Solutions. They provide rebates to customers who install energy-efficient equipment. Go to brightenergysolutions.com/Moorhead. Oh, what a treat tonight. We don't have Alexis Kennedy, but we do have John Webking.
Yeah, Dragon fans, I was just peeking my ear into the Dragons huddle as Carla Nelson got after the Dragon post players for getting a little too outside in that packed zone, as you guys were talking about a little bit earlier, trying to get them deeper into the paint, keeping them home base, while Swen came in and ripped them a little bit on transition defense, getting back in transition, 3 made baskets and a foul, urging them to get back and play solid D before the play begins.
John, that's exactly what Jared Bledsoe was talking about, just trying to get the ball deeper. Even if it's just for touches, it doesn't necessarily have to be a shot.
Against a 2-3 zone like that with size on the inside, they need to be active still too, though. You can't just sit there on the block and play short corner. They need to go a little bit of high-low, but the key in a zone is always to make a move. Reverse the ball, and that was Carlos' message to the Dragons coming out of that timeout.
John Webking, thank you very much. We will hear from him. Talk to Carla Nelson at halftime as Kylie Baravich just found Green on a beautiful transition on the other side, 31-26. Now it's a Dragon run. They're back up by a handful as there's a foul on the baseline.
And you have to give Baravich credit for buying in on the defensive end. First, got the steal, pushed it down.
Her third steal.
Yeah, pushed it down on her third steal, finding Green for the easy layup. And that's what good players, when you talk about getting it done on both ends, they find a way, not only if it's not falling on one end, to create for their teammates on the other. So I guess she can keep that going as the Dragons pick up the half-court pressure.
Yeah, she almost got another steal. Herbranson back in as Green grabs an uncontested rebound. Nicole Brown's back in for the Dragons. Here's Fetch. Baravich swings. Brown was open for a touch. She'll get it beyond the arc. And the ball goes right through Maddie Green, but it's rescued and thrown away. And it's Haley Bussey. Low for three, won't go. There's Baravich anticipating.
Scrappy. And we talked about the activity, being active, being the energy level, and Baravich showing that, hey, she's going to be scrappy tonight. She comes away drawing the foul.
So last Friday it was messy. We've gone from messy to scrappy. That's an improvement, I think.
I agree.
But Kylie Baravich certainly showing as the Dragons are now struggling from the free throw line, just 6 of 9. But it appears as if they've cleaned some stuff up, both offensively and defensively and handling the ball. Just 4 turnovers so far in this first half.
Yeah, at this point last week, I think we went in at the half with 10 turnovers. So, so far, you definitely want to keep the turnovers in single digits.
The Dragons have matched their largest lead. This is the 3rd time they've led by a half dozen. Reiner on the baseline. Up top, this is Hallie Bussey for 3. It won't go, and this should be Dragon basketball as it got punched out of bounds by Reiner. All starts on the defensive end. I think Kylie Baravich has been that spark.
I agree. Scrappy, getting in, boxing out, coming away with loose balls, steals, as you mentioned, 3 steals so far. Finding teammates.
Right there.
And that's the high-low touch you want. Nice kick.
And a foul. Legal's asking about the foul on the other end. That did not happen, and the foul gets whistled against Nicole Brown. That is just a 4th team foul, so non-shooting fouls will give Wayne State the ball. Legal sits down, so it's Steichen who's back in, Baravich, Brown, Hintz, and Herbranson on the floor for the white and red clad Dragons, who are up by 6. Winners of 12 in a row, the only undefeated team in the NSIC. Norling underneath, no. Hintz, another rebound. Wayne State's gone a while since putting the ball in the bucket. This is Baravich. Lost the ball. 5th Dragon turnover. Here comes Maggie Lowe out of Perry, Iowa. That running one-hander won't go. Baravich, the rebound. Here's Kylie.
Again, you'd like to see the Dragons get a touch about the free throw line or get it inside.
Steichen. There's Herbranson. They got the ball to Hintz at the free throw line. Exactly what you and John Webking were just talking about.
Excellent decision there by Hintz. 2 dribbles, jump stop, under control, finishing right at the rim. Often talk to our players. No defense is designed for the ball to be inside, whether man or zone. Defense is taught to collapse as Megan Hintz getting it done on both ends with the block.
Another throwback by Hintz here at the minute 24 mark. Baravich in front of the Wayne State bench. Megan looking for somebody inside. Steichen will bomb. Rebound yanked down by Andrea Larson, the Mediopolis, Iowa native. Bussey, no. Baravich anticipated the clank. 1 minute remaining here in the first half.
We mentioned Baravich not able to knock down threes, but she's very active defensive rebounds and steals and setting her teammates up so far for success.
Couple rebounds, couple assists, couple steals. Getting a lot of those crooked numbers. And the score sheet, Herbranson finds Hintz. Now Baravich, a set shot. No. Rebound pulled down by Bussey. A spin around on a pretty finish by Norling.
Norling with the amazing finish there. Caught it with one hand, spins, finish on the reverse.
Dragons are up by 6, and they can play for the final shot, and they will with 15 seconds remaining. Norling keeping Wayne State afloat. Just one of 4 Wildcats to score. Norling has most of them. Steichen misses. Hintz, yes.
Nice job there by Hintz, finishing at the half.
As time expires, Hintz gets the Dragons back up to an 8-point advantage as we go over to John Webking, who's with Carla Nelson.
Coach, up and down first half, a lot of adjustments for you made there at halftime, telling your post to get inside. What do you need to see from them here in the second half to pick up the intensity?
Well, number one, give us a presence in the paint. Number 2, how about play defense? We didn't play any defense with our post players. I mean, there's no help defense, no block defense, there's no hand-up defense, and then rebounding is terrible. So did I cover it all?
Nailed it. Go get him, Coach. Coach Nelson.
It's always exciting around Webby, isn't it? Halftime here in Moorhead, the Dragons lead Wayne State 36-28. We now invite you to stay tuned for all of your halftime activities, including a halftime news break. You're watching live coverage of MSU Moorhead Dragon women's basketball on WDAY Extra.
Update or download to the all-new MSUM Dragons app on iTunes and Google Play. The new app features customized following of only your favorite Dragons teams, incredible in-app live stats and media coverage, and our Fired Up Rewards program all in one easy-to-use app. Update your Dragons app, search MSUM in your app store, or visit msumdragons.com/app to download the new MSUM Dragons app today. Today's Dragons Live coverage is brought to you by BSN, The Courtyard by Marriott, Herbert & Gerbert's, Richards Transportation, Shields of Moorhead, Shucks Bus Service, Buffalo Wild Wings, Forum Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm Tanner Robinson and welcome to today's halftime news break. On today's break, we caught up with standout senior diver Amber Westerang to see how she is making the most of her final season. But first, let's get to know new swimming and diving head coach Charles King.
First year here, how's MSUM going for you?
I love it. I'm in love. You know, I'm a Dragon, and it's a great institution. It's got great people. The athletes are awesome, and the community is just, I love it. So I couldn't be happier.
D3 to D2, how's that transition been, like coaching-wise?
You know, I think the biggest thing is NCAA rules. I've coached at every division there is, so I think my philosophy has always been the same, as academics are why you're here. So really putting a focus on that. But then we're trying to be great swimmers, and then what are you trying to be great at in your life? And
looking forward now, kind of we're pushing towards what mid-season about. You know, what are you looking forward to? What are you trying to build on pushing through the heart of the season?
You know, I think we have a great group of women, and they work hard every day. I think they're buying into the program, and you know, just hard work and getting better every day, focusing on one thing at a time. We're in a tough part of the training right now, so we're at kind of some transitions where we're trying to go very high intensity. Our volume's up there. We're lifting real heavy, and so we're moving towards trying to swim fast in December. We'll do a little small taper where we rest a little bit and try to pop some good times, and then just focus on finals, and then we get on to our training for the second semester, and then really it's about fine-tuning. Our volume will drop a little bit, our intensity will go up even higher, and then we're really trying to swim fast in February and qualify for nationals in March.
Thanks, Coach King, and best of luck this season. Coming up after the break, we talked with senior diver Amber Westereng.
Dragon Swim School is proud to offer year-round swimming and diving lessons with the lowest student-to-instructor ratio around. Lessons are available for all levels, including parent-child sessions and preschool. Help your child learn to love the water in a safe and caring environment with us at Dragon Swim School. Visit msumdragons.com/swim for more information. That's msumdragons.com/swim.
Get fired up for the new Shop MSUMDragons.com, the official online store of Dragon Athletics, featuring top brands like Under Armour, Adidas, Columbia, and more. Get gear in women's, youth, toddler, and infant sizes, perfect for all of our Dragon fans. Support your favorite Dragon team with Select a logo. Anything custom ships in 72 hours. And take your tailgating to the next level with items like bleacher chairs, tailgate tents, and lawn chairs. Get the gear and support your team with profits going directly to Dragon Athletics from Shop MSUMDragons.com.
Welcome back to your MSUM Halftime News Break. Let's dive straight into our interview with senior standout diver Amber Westereng.
I started out in gymnastics when I was younger, and then I went to swimming, and then sophomore year of high school I decided that I would try it out, and it worked out really well. I really like the school as well. It wasn't just the team that brought me here. I liked the atmosphere of the school when I toured, and I love the atmosphere of the team as well, so it was really awesome. So there are 4 positions in diving, and they're considered A, B, C, and D. And A stands for straight, B stands for pike, C stands for tuck, and D stands for free, which means you can do any position in twisters. So there's also 5 categories, and those go along with the A, B, C, D. And those are forwards, which are 100s, which are mainly the easier ones. Backs are 200s. Reverses are 300s, which is where you walk forward on the board and flip backwards. And then inwards are 400s, where you're standing backwards on the board and flip forwards. So, and then 5,000s, which is where it gets a little bit confusing. Those are twisters. It's definitely a big mental thing than physical. I think that a lot of the times we try to stay loose and like try to mess around in between dives or like during diving and all that, just to like remain calm and stuff like that, because it is kind of scary. And so we try to like goof around and then just loosen up a little bit. So I'm really aiming towards nationals. I narrowly missed it last season by 0.45, so I'm really hoping that I can make that happen this year.
Thank you for joining us during our MSUM Halftime News Break. Stay tuned for more Dragons Live right after the break.
Today's Dragons Live coverage is brought to you by Matt Buss, Midco, Moorhead Public Service, Papa John's, Pepsi, Sanford Health, State Farm agent David Eggers, and Minnesota State University Moorhead. Get fired up for the new Shop MSUMDragons.com, the official online store of Dragon Athletics, featuring top brands like Under Armour, Adidas, Columbia, and more. Get gear in women's, youth, toddler, and infant sizes, perfect for all of our Dragon fans. Support your favorite Dragon team with Select a Logo. Anything custom ships in 72 hours. And take your tailgating to the next level with items like bleacher chairs, tailgate tents, and lawn chairs. Get the gear and support your team with profits going directly to Dragon Athletics from Shop MSUMDragons.com.
Just looking back on myself freshman year to who I am currently, it's a complete transformation.
You walk around campus all the time, you see friendly faces, you see smiling faces, and people really, really love being here.
For me personally, I was able to get the experience and the knowledge that I needed to be successful.
I've had a pretty long journey to get here. Went to community college, changed majors, and MSUM has transformed my life just incredibly.
Jared, is that a great shot or what? That is
Scotty,
the man right there, Larry
the
Scott.
legend.
Yes, in his Orioles jacket, having a hot dog and chips on a Friday night. That's a great way to spend a Friday night as we welcome you back inside Alex Nemzik Hall. Steve DeStacio along with Jared Bledsoe. Let's take a look at our first half highlights. This is Erin Norling, 2 of her 13 points in the first half for Wayne State. This is Maggie Green. Oh, there's some transition right in front of us. Maddie with the pretty right hand. That's Maggie Lowe scoring 2 of her 4 points for Wayne State. It was a half of runs. Brittany Bongertz, she didn't get anything inside. She turned around and nailed one from outside. This is the play I know that you like. Baravich, the court vision to Maddie Green, and then Megan Hintz just saying, you know what, we got a touchdown low. I'm going to take advantage of it. The Dragons have the 8-point lead.
Nice job by the Dragons getting it done on the defensive end, forcing 7 turnovers, knocking down a high percentage of shots, 42%, not shooting it ice cold from behind the arc, only 1 for 12, 8% from the three-point line. I'm sure that's something that will be addressed at halftime. Dragons winning the rebounds there, 22-20, and up by 8.
I want to point something else out, and it's not just because we can't squeeze 100 next to free throws. Wayne State's 1 for 1 from the free throw line. They've been to the free throw line 1 time, the Dragons 10 times. So I know you and Webby were preaching, and Carla Nelson, high post touches, but the Dragons are also getting to the free throw line.
I agree, 7 for 10 from the line. That shows that, hey, they're being active, attacking the basket and getting fouled. So look for Wayne State to be a little more aggressive, getting to the basket and trying to draw fouls as well.
We'll take a look at the scores out of town, the upcoming schedule, and some more fun. You're watching live coverage of MSU Moorhead Dragons basketball on WDAY Extra.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Dave Eggers at 218-233-1334 today.
Get fired up for the new Shop MSUMDragons.com, the official online store of Dragon Athletics, featuring top brands like Under Armour, Adidas, Columbia, and more. Get gear in women's, youth, toddler, and infant sizes, perfect for all of our Dragon fans. Support your favorite Dragon team with Select a Logo. Anything custom ships in 72 hours. And take your tailgating to the next level with items like bleacher chairs, tailgate tents, and lawn chairs. Get the gear and support your team with profits going directly to Dragon Athletics from Shop MSUMDragons.com.
Okay, one more.
All right, Benji.
Come on.
Benji.
Yes, smile. Come on,
What about the flash?
Okay, one more. Benjamin, hold
Make
it
a flash,
sideways.
Benji. You have to
Please
back
use
it up.
my
You want to get
camera.
everybody
Looking at
in.
the
You
camera?
can't get everybody in unless you back up.
He did it.
There you go.
Did you get? Do you need me? Don't forget to. Did you get it, Ben? My camera. I think you got it.
Take another
Oh,
shot.
I think I blinked.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports.
Heading to Fargo Moorhead to get away and have a little fun? Book your room at the highly rated Microtel Inn & Suites. It's conveniently located just off 8th Street and I-94. Clean rooms and all the amenities you need to relax and recharge after a fun day out. Plus, when you wake up, you can enjoy a free hot breakfast. What are you waiting for? Book your room today at the Microtel Inn & Suites in Moorhead. Call 218-284-4022 or visit microtelmoorhead.com.
Another day. And just like every day, it never seems to slow down. But you have a plan. Grab a cup, grab the paper, and grab a little time. Just for you. It's worth it. Don't get the paper? Just grab the phone. Call now and save up to 60% off the newsstand price. Journalists, bringing the story home every day.
A lot of North and South basketball going on this weekend. Upper is up, looking for their first win in the NSIC this season. The winner of that game, in fact, gets their first win. That's the winless game between Upper Iowa and Bemidji State. Upper up by 4 at the half. Winona leading at Crookston. St. Cloud leading at Concordia. Duluth leading in Mankato. Are there any home teams leading? Nope. Just the Dragons. Mary's up. Augustana's up down in Aberdeen, and Minot is up against Southwest Minnesota State. So at halftime, the Dragons are the only team in the NSIC with the lead at the half. Our look around the league is sponsored by the Shuck Bus Service, just like our upcoming schedule. We got the men's game coming up at 7:30 tonight here Central Time, and then tomorrow afternoon we'll wrap up this weekend against Augustana, the women at 3:30 and the men at 5:30. As we welcome you back, Steve DeStatio, Jared Bledsoe, and I need you to fire me a couple Bledsoe bullets.
Offensively, the Dragons have to continue to get post touches, whether it's a high post or low post. Defensively, get back one and done, and obviously keep that energy. We talk about Baravich, Fetch being very active. You want to keep that energy on both ends of the floor.
Carla Nelson had her usual interview, whether it be Alexis Kennedy or John Webking, and said the Dragons have to play better defense. Did you think their defense was that Carla Nelson worthy of getting upset?
Well, she reserves the right. She knows her team. She knows the expectations she has for her team, and she wants them to get after it. So expect their team to get after the second half.
Is it fair to say Kylie Baravich played well in the first half defensively?
Yes, defensively. Obviously, we talked about offensively. We're not able to make shots. Dragons going 1 for 12. But Baravich definitely got active after the defensive end, getting rebounds, steals, and setting her teammates up for success. So you like to see her continue that effort the second half.
All right, we start the second half. It'll be Dragon basketball. They are leading by their largest margin, 36-28. Volkert had 4 points in the first half.
Wildcats sticking with this 2-3 zone. See if the Dragons are able to get the post touch and an open look.
That's all they do, Jared. That's all they've done for the last, since Chris Kielsmeyer came to town. That's all they've done is zone, as Volkert couldn't hit the three. This is Wayne State with the ball. Low. Couldn't finish on Fetch. Hintz grabs the rebound.
Nice drive there by Lowe. Ball hit everything but the bottom of the net.
Hintz between the circles. And Jackie Volkert inside to Hintz. Nice. Oh, she got creative with the right hand.
Nice job there by Hintz. We often talk about her footwork. Good balance and patience by Hintz.
Dragons up by 10. Andrea Larson. And now Aaron Norling. Wayne State goes for the low touch. Hintz, a block, a rim block. Hintz again, and a foul. How many blocks does Megan Hintz have?
Excellent job there by Hintz. She had 2 or 3 just on this one possession.
She got her with the body. So this will be Bongertz at the free throw line to shoot 2. Her first one goes. MSUM is proud to have Sodexo as its dining services partner. Visit mstate.sodexomyway.com for all meal plan options. And thank you for your sponsorship, Sodexo. Bongertz hits 1 of 2 free throws. We just mentioned Wayne State, probably one of their Bledsoe bullets Wayne State winning key for the second half would be get to the free throw line. There is Baravich doing the little things again, grabbing an offensive rebound.
Yes, nice job continuing to be active. Maddie Green, a little shot fake from the high post. Again, Dragons being patient. You like the patience.
Fetch from deep.
Nice shot there by Lauren Fetch. And I know you're a fan of that shot from Fetch, as we talked about her being more aggressive, shooting 50% from the field, knocking down that open shot.
Fetch is now 7 of 18 from downtown as Larson, oh, they're going to just call that a deuce, hits 17-footer. It's 41-31. The Dragons up by 10, 7:42 remaining here in the third quarter from Chili Moorhead.
Oh, nice
what a look
find.
underneath.
Excellent court vision there by Baravich. And again, we talk about the chemistry. Nice little cut behind the defense by Volkert.
Oh, that's sneaky. And then Volkert got clubbed by Larson. Jackie hits free throw number 1. She's third in the league at 88% from the free throw line. The Dragons third as a team from the stripe. Volkert hits a pair. The Dragons are back up by a dozen. And Bongertz will sit down. Taylor Reiner, the 6'3 senior from Highlands Ranch, Colorado, will come back in the ball game.
Dragons picking up the pressure, extending that defense to the wings.
Norling, no. The defense provided by Baravich. The rebound, Baravich. Kylie, the pass to Hintz, who couldn't finish. And the ball goes out of bounds towards the band. Over to Wayne State.
You like the find and the confidence by Baravich, finding Hintz in transition. Not able to finish, but those are the plays that the Dragons are accustomed to making when teams aren't with that soft press.
And there's an offensive foul. Reiner, I don't know if she was moving or just came over late. I guess it's the same thing.
Yeah. Dave Clunt with the call. Had a better angle than us. Dragons basketball.
Dave Clunt doing it all. He was one of the officials honored as far as in football, as he was selected along with his crew. There's another block by Hintz to do the Mineral Water Bowl down in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. Baravich finishes.
Coast to coast by Baravich, and it all started with the defense. Another block, as you mentioned, by Megan Hintz.
Hammer, double dribbles.
Great defense there, perimeter defense, if you will, by Jackie Volkert.
Boom's going to come in. Maddie Green's going to sit down. Peyton was terrific last weekend, particularly on Saturday night. She had 13 points in the Dragons' 13-point victory over Minnesota Crookston. Fetch in trouble, and the Dragons break the press as Wayne State was a little stingier in the backcourt.
Face guard at that time, tried to cause a little havoc. Dragons handled the pressure very well that last possession. Post touch, what the Dragons want.
Volkert on the feed from Hintz, and the long rebound to VC. This is Hallie Bussey, a 5-year starter in basketball and volleyball in Winthrop, Minnesota. Norling got the contact, and then the ball gets tipped out of bounds by Reiner.
And if you're Wayne State, you encourage that drive. Norling obviously wants to get her team going, can make that shot. And as we mentioned, they weren't able to make a lot of free throws that first half, so that's what you want to see.
Legal and Brown back in for the Dragons. What are the Dragons doing defensively different that you think was a point of emphasis by Carla Nelson?
One and done. We talked about one attempt at the basket or none. And as we talked about the blocks, the Dragons are doing an exceptional job blocking shots without allowing the Wildcats to score as Volker knocks down the teardrop in the lane.
This Dragon lead has exploded to 16. Bussey between the circles. Norling from deep, around and out, and the loose ball foul gets whistled on VC. The Dragons just getting all the rebounds they've had opportunities for. They came in the #1 team in rebounding differential at plus 10.2. That means they're getting 10 more rebounds per game than their opponents. So you think about it, that's a lot. And they average 14.2 offensive rebounds. So #1 in the NSIC.
Yeah, a lot of emphasis on rebounding, positioning, and the physicality and athletic ability of this team. Something to be commended.
Volker tried the little teardrop on the baseline. Bongert's cleared. We're approaching 4.5 minutes in the third quarter. The Dragons' lead is 16. Bussey in front of her bench. Bongert's at the free throw line. Norling has never met a shot she didn't want to take, and she'll shoot here and score. But that's what Wayne State, that's their identity right there, Aaron Norling.
Great patience by the Wildcats, getting it inside. Norling with a smart move, overhead fake. Wildcats calls a turnover, that trap.
Bussey and Bongart's average 25. For this game, it's Aaron Norling trying to keep Wayne State around.
Just looking back on myself freshman year to who I am currently, it's a complete transformation.
You walk around campus all the time, you see friendly faces, you see smiling faces, and people really, really love being here.
For me personally, I was able to get the experience and the knowledge that I needed to be successful.
I've had a pretty long journey to get here. Went to community college, changed majors, and MSUM has transformed my life just incredibly.
All right, once again, tonight's telecast are sponsored by Papa John's Pizza. It is so good, Jared, especially since they give you that garlic sauce.
The garlic sauce, yeah.
Dip that in a piece of pepperoni pizza. Mwah. Perfect.
You know that's vegan, right?
I did know that.
Yeah.
You know when I knew that? Because you just said it. I've known that as long as you said it. This is our Gate City Bank My School Spirit Card fan cam. Ask for a Dragon debit card and they'll make a donation directly to MSUM scholarships.
That's delicious.
I know it's delicious. I didn't know it was vegan. No, it's not. Vegan? What's vegan
The
about
sauce.
pepperoni?
No. You
I
said
said
the garlic sauce.
The sausage, yeah.
Not sausage, the sauce.
Sauce, I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I said pepperoni pizza.
Oh, yeah, you're speeding. You got to slow down, Steve.
You got to stay in your lane.
I'm trying to. I swerve from time to time, especially in your lane.
You're swerving, man. 4:14 remaining here, and it's icy out. Third quarter, 47-34. The Dragons with the lead. They get Augustana here tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. If Jared Bledsoe stays in his lane, he will join me for the telecast. A big if. Legal with a steal after Bussey lost the ball.
Great defensive possession there by the Dragons. Again, not even giving up a look as Legal takes a three, knocks it down.
Brooklyn Legals first 3 points. It's 50-34 here at the 3:43 mark.
And the Dragons are doing this, have this lead, and only 3 for 16 from behind the arc. As VC knocks down the tough shot in the lane.
Since we were tied at 26, it's a 24-10 Dragon spurt, if you will, starting late in the second quarter. Here comes Bussey after Wayne State gets a one and done. Bongart's looking, settles for Larson. Larson, aggressive to the rim.
Nice finish by Larson. She's showing some signs here. I'm sure the Wildcats would like to see her get more touches.
Larson's one of 5 players for Wayne State that averages 9 points or better. Boom, dared to shoot. Out of bounds, and that'll stay Dragon basketball. Into the Tuba section. Baravich will check back in for the Dragons. Here comes Taylor Reiner and Aaron Norling and Maggie Lowe all back in for the Wildcats. Wayne State will make the 2:45 trip through a little snow and slush down to Aberdeen tonight and take on Northern State tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock. Volkert dumps the ball to Hintz. Megan. Great help side defense by Maggie Lowe. She reached her hand in, got a piece of the ball, and now there's a 3-car pileup in the lane.
Yeah, excellent help side defense, and the Dragons, Hintz not able to get that ball out of there soon enough.
We get a timeout with 2.5 minutes remaining. Third quarter, the Dragon lead is 12.
From the time you were little, bouncing off the walls, you were told, go do something. And so you did. Then one day you found yourself in a cap and gown. Now, go do something was an invitation. Or was it a challenge? Go with Midco. We connect you with powerful, innovative technology. That's the start. Your drive and vision do the rest. Go do something. Yeah, that's definitely a challenge. You and Midco. Let's go.
For the latest news and schedule information for all of your favorite Dragon sports, visit MSUMDragons.com, the official website of Dragon Athletics. And update or download the MSUM Dragon app on iTunes and Google Play. The app features live stats, media coverage, and our hashtag Fired Up Rewards program. Download the Dragon app at MSUMDragons.com. Rob Nudell, speaking of Aberdeen, South Dakota, Rob Nudell, who hails from down there, came over and said they added 1 point to the deep shot by Andrea Larson at the 7:50 mark. So the score is correct. It's 50-38. He clarified with us, even though we probably weren't paying attention.
You actually called it. You said it was a 3 and they didn't signal, and you just said it was a long 2 that on that possession. So great job by the officials getting it right.
And they come over here. You know why? Because they're people too.
He's showing you some love.
Yeah, hey, they're good guys. Rob Nudell, Dave Klunt, Brian Weiser. Have you heard one coach get upset tonight? Baravich couldn't hit. Green the offensive rebound. And a jump ball, and this will be Wayne State basketball.
Again, you have to credit the Dragon post players for getting in there, being scrappy. Maddie Green, another offensive rebound as the Dragons dominate so far on the rebounding in the second half.
Yeah, but Wayne State's not going away. They're too well coached, too good of players. Bad pass there. Kylie Baravich comes up with another steal. Weaving her way through some Friday afternoon traffic. Off the glass won't go. Rebound ripped down by Norling. Here comes Maggie Lowe. Beautiful pass inside and the finish by Reiner. Taylor Reiner with her first 2 points. A 6-0 burst by Wayne gets them back to 50-40. There's a tough running one-hander by Volkert.
Excellent decision by Volkert. Nobody stopped the ball. Great body control. Soft little finish off the glass.
Hammer. Inside
nice
to Reiner and a foul. Rob Nudell's going to announce that Megan Hintz is the culprit as we look at our replay presented by Midco, and yeah, I guess that looked like a foul.
Yeah, nice little dime there by Maggie Lowe, trying to get her post players involved.
It might be fair to say that the Dragons have gone low, but Wayne State's gone even lower, trying to make it an emphasis to get the ball, as Carla Nelson knows that, as her counterpart, Brent Paulerai, is getting the ball down low, and Reiner converts at the free throw line.
Nice looking shot there by Reiner. I'm sure, again, Wildcats want to get more free throw opportunities. As they pick up full court and cause the steal.
Running one-hander won't go as Boom threw it away, and then I think she gets whistled for the foul. Boom's third, and right back to the free throw line go the Wildcats. This will be Aaron Norling.
Great anticipation by Norling, jumping right in that passing lane. Little crossover. Peyton Boom fouls her. Norling knocks down the first free throw.
That was the 5th, and here comes the 6th free throw shot by Wayne State in this third quarter. The Dragons have been to the stripe 2 times. Jackie Volkert got fouled earlier in the quarter. There's a miss. That's Bussey. Had a point-blank opportunity and missed it. Boom with the rebound. Here comes Fetch with 1 minute remaining in the third quarter. Baravich, more times than not, would have shot that 3. Boom. And now Fetch. Nowhere to go.
For the Dragons.
Volkert has to shoot from the third row. It didn't go, and a loose ball foul is whistled on the Dragons. I think they get Maddie Green for the push. They did. It's her second.
Big possession here going in to the end of the quarter. I mean, Wildcats have chipped this lead down and only down 9 points. Knock down a 3 here, can go in down only 6 points.
Yeah, they're on a little 9-2 run these last 3 minutes and 10 seconds. The difference is 10 seconds. Vesey inside. Bongert's looking for the foul. There wasn't one to be. Here comes Volkert. See if the Dragons will play for the final shot. Jackie will slow it down.
Great decision there by Jackie as well as Kylie.
I think if there was something there, they would have gone to the rack. But since there wasn't, play for the final shot. Jackie with 5 seconds. Green forces. Off the glass again. This one didn't go. Good quarter for the Dragons. Wayne State also chipped into the lead. End of 3 for Moorhead on the women's side. Dragons 52, Wayne State 43.
It takes a team to bring the story home every day. It takes a leader to build a legacy of trust.
As the only locally owned news station in the region, we're there for you at every turn.
We're your neighbors, telling the stories that matter because your community is our community.
So when you need to reconnect, remember that we're working every day, just like you.
Trying to make a better tomorrow.
WDAY News, the only locally owned news station in the region.
Dragon Swim School is proud to offer year-round swimming and diving lessons with the lowest student-to-instructor ratio around. Lessons are available for all levels, including parent-child sessions and preschool. Help your child learn to love the water in a safe and caring environment with us at Dragon Swim School. Visit msumdragons.com/swim for more information. That's msumdragons.com/swim.
All right, for a chance to win up to $5,000, it's the Dragon Fire raffle up. You know what? Let's talk about the Dragon Swim School. It's second to none in the FM area. Visit msumdragons.com for more information. Learning to navigate the water is easy with the help of the Dragon Swim School. Now we'll talk about the Dragon Fire raffle. Buy a chance to win up to $5,000 in the Dragon Fire raffle. You know what? Broadcasters are people too. Tickets are on sale now for just $20 at the Dragon Fire table.
They
right?
are?
If officials are people, I'd like to think we're people too. Can we make a mistake?
Absolutely.
I'm not going to throw a perfect game, am I?
You have.
You know what? Maybe you can buy a Dragon Fire raffle while getting taught how to swim. Breaststroke your way to the Dragon Fire raffle table. Boom. Fouled underneath. No?
No.
Can't get my way out of this one, can I? I'm coming up for air.
Boom
to the free throw line.
Yeah, great job by the Dragons being patient, getting inside. Boom, drawing the foul. Opportunity to get 2 points at the line.
Norling the foul. Boom at the free throw line. That's her first point tonight. There's a good look at Peyton. And she'll drop a pair. The Dragon lead is 11. 9:42 left to go. The Dragons are trying to make it 13 in a row. They have not lost a ball game since losing on the Upper Peninsula of Michigan on November the 17th. That's a good take by Erin Norling, but she couldn't finish. Boom, another rebound. Lauren Fetch runs into Boom and comes across midcourt. Why do you think Wayne State abandoned that pressure as Barabic scores?
Nice finish there. Obviously got to change up something to change the pace of the game, and I think that's what Wayne State is going for, trying to catch the Dragons off guard with something different.
The Dragon lead is 13, still 9 minutes left to go. Low around a screen.
Got a mismatch inside.
Vesey off the heel, and Barabic another rebound. Kylie has done a lot tonight defensively, her 6th rebound.
Dragons continue to go inside to Boom. Nice little touch there by Boom.
And first-year head coach Brent Polarai will take a timeout. His team in trouble, down 15 with 8.5 minutes left to go.
Liddy here with another lesson.
Okay, gotta make a list. Pay cable bill, research car insurance rates, get groceries. And my student loan payment is due next week.
You look stressed. If you're worried about money, try riding that bus.
There is a bus stop pretty close to my job. I could give it a try.
Awesome. More conditioner?
Thanks a lot.
He learned his lesson. Join us and take the challenge to ride green.
And this look at the NSIC standings are presented by Affinity Plus and Sodexo. You can see, you know, they're all important, Jared. Wayne State 6-4. Maybe this is judgment weekend for Wayne State. Let's see how they're going to do against the Northern State down in Aberdeen. And the Dragons, the only undefeated team. And the Dragons, it's a great weekend to test their mettle as they prepare for the second half of the season.
Yeah, Wayne State coming in, as we mentioned at the top of the game, their own winning streak. You know, they were on a 3-0 streak, probably clicking on cylinders, and again, a great test for them with a team that's gone 12-0 to this point in the conference.
All right, let's do this again. Let's take a look at our Gates City Bank My School Spirit fan cam. Ask for a Dragon debit card, and they'll make a donation directly to MSUM scholarships. 8:28 left to go. The Dragons are up by 15.
And Dragons extending that pressure. Jackie Volkert right up in the Wildcat opponent.
Here's Andrea Larson spinning on Boom. No, Barabic the rebound. Let's go cross court to an excited John Webking. Webby.
I'm fired up as everyone else is here to share a little fun thing that I saw in the huddle that you don't see very often. So Coach obviously has the sling on her arm. She's injured with a broken arm. But she got fired up and was telling them through a play, got out the whiteboard and started drawing and realized that she didn't have the other hand to pull the cap off the marker. And so she leaned back, and Brooklyn Legal, without missing a beat, pulled it right off, and she went in and did the play, put the marker without even looking, and Brooklyn put the cap back on. And it's just a fun watching Coach and the team support her as she's hurt. And it was just a moment worth mentioning to everybody.
I had asked Alexis Kennedy to keep her eye on Carla Nelson last week because you do, and I did it too because we broke the same arm. You're just used to doing stuff. And then it just comes secondary that, oh, I forgot I'm injured. It was one of those moments where I think, you know, she has this habit like some of us do of pointing. Was she going to point with her left hand right out of the sling?
Well, and you know, Coach Nelson is very proud, and you know, I know her well enough to call her stubborn, and I love her because of it. And it's a struggle, I'm sure, for her to ask for help, but you know, people like Allison Swenson helping her out as much as possible. She's getting around, and she's doing really good. Hasn't missed a beat.
Yeah, that's awesome. You talk about team chemistry for the players to jump right in, snatch the pin off, and put the cap right back on. That's pretty cool.
I talked to Carla 3 days after she broke her arm, John, so that last Wednesday night. And remember, I got help at home. My fiance Dory's helped me out through my broken arm. I mean, it really, really stinks, and you do need help, but she will not accept it. She's that proud of a person.
She's opening up to it more and more. I talked a little bit to Cass Thorson about it, and her one comment about Coach and her injury this year, man, she writes really good with her left hand. You'd be impressed.
Well, of course, she's left-handed. Megan Hintz scoring underneath. 17-point lead for the Dragons. 6:48 left to go. A turnaround jumper and an air ball by Bongert. So as passionate as Carla Nelson was at the half, she remains that way with her team up by 17. So maybe she sees something, and maybe this is the reason why this team is 643 away from being 11-0 at the midpoint mark in the NSIC.
I agree. Obviously, you come in with goals for the game, for the season, and Coach Nelson is zeroed in on those things for her team to compete and set themselves up for, as you mentioned, 13 in a row.
I've got a thought about that just to let people know who aren't used to Carla Nelson. Here's Fetch after Hintz fell down. Fetch with the running one-hander. It wouldn't go. If this was the national championship game and her team was up by 30 with a minute remaining, she would do the same thing because she expects perfection, fundamentals, teaching the game the right way.
I agree. I totally agree. Just the level of expectation, the level of not letting up, compete every possession offensively and defensively. Nice.
Hammer and air ball. Hintz, the loose ball, Fetch with it, 5:50 left to go. Men coming up in about 45 minutes.
As you mentioned, Wayne State came out of that press and just packing it in.
Maybe one thing that would be fun for John Webking, because he's the master of technology around here, is maybe next year we could have whiteboard cam and just see how passionate those huddles are. Broken arm or not, we'll talk to Webby next time he has his ears on. An air ball by Baravic. She just looks unsure of her shot. She has the ball now with 10 on the play clock. Kylie nearly threw it away. Fetched a beautiful dime to Jackie Volker.
Excellent finish inside. Fetch with the athletic save. Another rebound by Fetch.
Here comes Lauren. Up ahead to Baravic. Kylie driving.
Nice.
Well, look underneath the hand. She scores and gets fouled.
Dime there by Baravic. Set hits up for the opportunity for a three-point play. Wow.
This was pretty. Oh, the leave, and then you got to finish.
You got to finish. And, again, Kylie not able to knock down shots, but setting her teammates up this evening.
A whistle, and do we get the media timeout? We don't.
May have had a lane violation there.
I think we do. Autumn Milner, a 5'11 freshman from Maple Grove, Minnesota, is into the ball game for Wayne State. Bussey will have a seat. Hintz will hit the free throw, and Herbertson will check in for the Dragons. (67-45). 4:42 left to go. A whistle and a foul underneath as Hammer just got dumped. Hammer will inbound. Oh, good look inside. Legal isn't going to give her anything easy and ends up fouling her. That is the second team foul whistled against, make that the third team foul whistled against the Dragons here in this fourth quarter. So Norling at the free throw line hits try number one. Larson will have a seat.
Nolan's been aggressive throughout the whole game, and don't look for her to let up with 4:30 left in this game.
Norling hits a pair. She now has 17. Norling is the only Wildcat to have a 20-point game this season, and she got 21 on opening night against Northwest Missouri State. She now has 18, sorry, as the lead is 20. So it's a balanced scoring attack. We said Norling is the identity of Wayne State in the first half. Obviously, we don't know what the identity of Wayne State is other than playing tough 2-3 defense. all through the years, many of the years that we've seen them. But I just think the Dragons have taken their best shot and proven they're just a little bit stronger here this evening.
I agree, and you got to look at the fact that the Dragons not able to knock down the open shot, and you look up at the score right now and they're up 20. You know, not able to knock down the three, but able to get the ball inside, whether it was high post, low post, and get it done on the offensive end.
The Dragons are 3 of 19 from long range. That's 16%. They're shooting 44% from the floor. The problem for Wayne is that the Wildcats are now 4 of 16 from long range, and they're shooting about 30% for the night.
Right. If you'd asked us at the beginning of the game, the Dragons go 3 for 19 in the game, you definitely wouldn't say they would be up 20. So, again, that's kudos to the coaching staff and the players for showing up and performing.
They might not be up, much less
right.
up 20, right?
Right.
I mean, you've seen poor shooting performances late in the year, right, for the Dragons, and then they're playing better teams in March, right? Not saying Wayne State's not a good team, but again, they're just finding different ways to win. Carla Nelson got on them at the half and saying they got to play better defense. They get whistled for a foul here with 3:19 left to go.
Aggressive move there and drive by Narling. Again, not letting up. Still competing.
So Norling to the free throw line for 2. Her first one is good. The official online store of the Dragons is shopmsumdragons.com. They have over 1,300 officially licensed items for you to shop. There is the first 20-point game for Wayne State since November the 9th against the Wildcats of Northwest Missouri State. 67-49, Dragons are on their way. 3:10 left to go. Steichen, who's back in, a whistle, and a 3-second violation is whistled against Nicole Brown. There's a block by Brown. Here comes Steichen. She's in trouble. A whistle. And Carla Nelson will take a timeout. 2:46 left to go. Her team on their way.
Update or download to the all-new MSUM Dragons app on iTunes and Google Play. The new app features customized following of only your favorite Dragons teams, incredible in-app live stats and media coverage, and our fired-up rewards program all in one easy-to-use app. Update your Dragons app, search MSUM in your app store, or visit msumdragons.com/app to download the new MSUM Dragons app today.
Here's our State Farm assist of the game. Watch this, Jared. This is my favorite play of the night. Baravich, Volker. She's had a couple of them. Remember that little look down low? There's also that one. Our State Farm assist of the game presented by State Farm. And that makes sense. 2:43 left to play. It's 67-49. The inbound and now legal. Another tip pass, but Herbertson comes up with it. And a fresh shot clock. They're going to say Wayne State had possession.
Nice second effort there by the Dragons, looking to move it side to side, get this defense shifting.
Emma Thuringer is in. 5'10 freshman from Worthington, Minnesota. That's Brown underneath. Couldn't get her shot up, or at least it was blocked, and a whistle. Autumn Schlater in for the Dragons, number 23, the 5'11 freshman from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Taylor Wangren in for Wayne State, 6'4 junior out of Apple Valley, Minnesota. 2 minutes, 5 seconds left to go. Wangren gives it off. There's Autumn Milner. She'll score and get fouled.
Nice looking drive there by Milner.
That's just her third basket this season. That counts non-conference games.
Aggressive drive, completing the three-point play. Wayne State picking up full court with 2 minutes left.
Looping pass goes to Herbranson. She'll spin and lose it. Now it's a 2-on-none. Bussey scores. And Carla Nelson doesn't want this thing to get out of control. 1:51 left to go. Her lead is still 13.
It's a new stay at the Courtyard by Marriott, located just minutes from downtown Fargo, local colleges, shopping centers, and several restaurants. The Courtyard features a 24-hour fitness center, 24-hour on-site Starbucks, and our bistro restaurant and lounge open for breakfast and dinner daily. Relax in one of our 2 indoor swimming pools and hot tub. The comfort your family needs close to all the action at the Courtyard by Marriott. Visit our website or call 218-284-1000. That's 218-284-1000.
It's now easier than ever to watch the Dragons on your TV with the Dragons app for Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Android TV. It's all right there on the Dragons app. 1:51 left to go. John Webking is standing by, and he will grab a Dragon player or two after this one is in the books. John, what adjustments do you think the Dragons made defensively to get this thing taken care of tonight?
First things first, I think they did what Coach Swenson was telling them in the huddle, is getting back on defense in transition a little bit. Obviously rebounding, attacking the rebounds, just some intensity, really good ball movement against the zone, which creates some shifting in the zone. And, Megan Hintz, and being calm underneath the basket as she is and as a senior, just kind of making sure that the physicality under the basket stayed up and found her shots when they came about. But I would say just getting back in transition and making sure that your positions are correct in your zone and moving the zone with the pass and not the dribble.
Maybe you can ask Megan Hintz after the game here with 1:31 left to go, John. They are a buck and a half away from being 11-0. That's right at the midpoint mark of the NSIC.
Well, I think the more impressive thing is they average giving up 54 points a game, so we'll see if we can hold that out for another minute 26.
Do you think this team is all that? Numbers don't lie. Your record is what you are, what your record says you are. You buying it?
No. And the reason why is this league can bite you any day, and when you're up at the top, everyone's going to give you your best game each and every single night. You cannot take a night off, and turnovers have been an issue for this team a little inconsistent at times early on in the year, but we've talked about this similar conversation in the past. We've talked about this team in win streaks year after year, and we've gotten into the playoffs a couple of times and been disappointed. So to say they're all that, I don't buy it until they prove it.
This is the third straight year with a winning streak of at least 10 games. So I was thinking of that very thought today, John. Honestly, it's like, okay, I mean, it's first of all, you've got to do it in the regular season. And this is maybe their second game in a row that they've played in the last 6 or 7 where they played well to earn a victory. Last Friday, Allison Swenson called Messi against Bemidji State.
Yeah, they prepare to play a very high level of basketball. They're coached to execute every single possession, not game by game. They really push themselves to play high level basketball, and we've seen glimpses of that, good runs and such, but if they can keep that going and keep the conditioning later into the year and into the playoffs, that's what's going to prove whether or not this team is up there or not.
Another thing that factors in, they've been healthy. You talk about 7, 8, maybe even 9 players deep where you can get contributions from quite a few players. And they can stay healthy, again, find ways to win like this, up double digits, not shooting particularly well from behind the arc. I like their chances.
John, he brings up a great point because Minnesota Crookston was here last week without Gable Smith. He's a difference maker. He led the country in blocks last week. Augustana's lost their best player. On the women's side, we'll talk about that tomorrow night. Jared brings up a great point. Nobody's hurt on the Dragon men or women's squad here in mid-January.
Yeah, and you could knock on wood on that one for sure because it can happen at any moment. I mean, we've seen the men's team lose Booyah in the playoffs, AU back in the day, and that cost us some tight games, and it made it a little bit more interesting. So you never know when it's something like that. Hopefully nothing happens to anybody, even in our league, because we want to see high-level, good NSIC basketball.
I'll give you this parting shot as you get ready to interview Megan Hentz. Maybe next year, you're the technology king. Maybe we can have whiteboard cam to watch some of those violent exchanges with Carla Nelson.
Steve, your mic's on.
Hentz underneath couldn't score, a whistle and a foul with 1.2 seconds left to go. So the Dragons look like, well, they are going to put this thing away. And I thought they played well tonight. They played a good team.
They found a way to win, and I think John touches on some key points when you talk about looking beyond just tonight or looking beyond just another NSIC crown. When you talk about getting into the NCAA tournament and performing like they performed tonight, finding a way to win.
71-57, and that is going to be the final score. The Dragons make it 13 in a row. They are now perfect at the midway point of the regular season. They beat Wayne State by the score of 71-57 as the two teams exchange pleasantries at midcourt, and John Webking is standing by, and we'll talk to the Dragon from Rochester, Minnesota, Megan Hentz. Your thoughts about this ball game?
Again, the Dragons found a way to win. Commend them, like you said, 3 for 19 from the three-point line. Did a tremendous job boxing out, getting back in transition, as John pointed out. So they found a way to win, and that's what was impressive to me.
Yeah, you could see Carla Nelson addressing her team right now, and I'm sure this is message number one of many for tomorrow night. If they're going to perform like this, then maybe they're going up against the other best team in the league in Augustana.
I agree.
All right, let's go over to John Webking, who's with Megan Hentz.
Joined here in a very loud Nemzik Stadium because of the pep band and everything. And cheering for you. You have had your 8th double-double of the season. It's pretty solid, I think. How'd you find success today against Wayne State?
We knew we had to hammer it down low. There were one-on-one looks in the post, and our guards did a great job of getting us the ball inside, and we executed for the most part.
And it was an off night shooting from 3, so inside against the zone, it had to come from the inside. What adjustments did you guys make at halftime to kind of pick it up a little bit and find some success underneath the basket in both scoring and rebounding?
Yeah, we knew we could push the ball, us posts and guards. We know that if we rebound, we can run the floor. And so Kylie had some great looks, Jack had some good looks, Maddie ran the floor well. It was a great team effort tonight. So
congratulations on the win. Good luck tomorrow. Back to you guys.
John, thank you very much. The Dragon women win 71-57. We will break this thing down. After this, you're watching live coverage of MSU Moorhead Dragon women's basketball on WDAY Extra.
Herbert & Gerbert's wants to know, what's your favorite sandwich?
My personal favorite is the Flash. It's got all that meat and that Italian flavor that I can't get enough of.
The first time I was at Herbert & Gerbert's, I couldn't decide if I wanted ham or turkey, so I got the Gerf. Got both.
I like the Pompeii, because I like chicken salad, but it also has that sweet chili sauce.
Experience Flavor Nation for yourself with the classic, specialty, and signature menus at Herbert & Gerbert's with 4 convenient FM locations, 1 in Bismarck and 1 in Grand Forks. Or order online and have it delivered at herbertandgerberts.com.
Prosperity is today's investment in tomorrow's promise, the promise of a better way of life. With every act of kindness, every act of creation, and with every act of love, we strengthen our community. And when we stand together as a community, we accomplish the impossible. We can choose to pass through life, or we can choose to pass on a better way of life.
Do more of what you love without being held back by joint pain. At Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our team will work with you to create a care plan that meets you where you are, choosing treatment options that fit your lifestyle, so you can get back to more outdoor adventures, more traditions, more active moments, more you. See how you can reach your more at Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She's here?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Dave Eggers at 218-233-1334 today.
Get fired up for the new Shop MSUMDragons.com, the official online store of Dragon Athletics, featuring top brands like Under Armour, Adidas, Columbia, and more. Get gear in women's, youth, toddler, and infant sizes, perfect for all of our Dragon fans. Support your favorite Dragon team with Select a logo. Anything custom ships in 72 hours. And take your tailgating to the next level with items like bleacher chairs, tailgate tents, and lawn chairs. Get the gear and support your team with profits going directly to Dragon Athletics from Shop MSUMDragons.com.
Dragon men, Wayne State men, this should be a good one coming up next. Right here on WDAY Extra. What you just saw, you know what, Jared? Let's give you a taste of what you just saw. Highlight style, that's Lauren Fetch. You know, that was her only 3 points of the game. I'm telling you, when they need her, she can deliver. Kylie Baravich, again, not a great scoring night for Baravich, 3 for 12, but she had 9 points and tied a career high with 8 rebounds. That's Erin Norling getting 20 points, the second most she scored this season. Inside was Taylor Reiner off the bench, and then Peyton Boom turns around and goes, you know what? I'm just going to dance one home, and then for good measure, Jackie Volkert. Oh, the teardrop on the baseline. The hezzy fake teardrop. I'm starting to learn some stuff. The Dragons win 71-57.
Great job by the Dragons getting it done on the offensive end. Shooting tremendously well, 42% from the field. Didn't get it done from behind the arc, as we mentioned, 3 for 19. But again, found a way to win. Got to the line, 82%. Won the rebounding battle, which is very important. Again, great way to win.
Jared, we can kid around all we want with gunning and scoring. 3 for 19. It's not a teaching point. The Dragons had good looks. Sometimes your shots are not going to fall. And to win by 14, I still think that's a credit to this basketball team.
I totally agree. They found a way to win when the shot wasn't falling from outside, got post touches, got it done on the defensive end. Fun to watch.
The Dragons are a perfect 11-0 at the midway point. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more. You're watching live coverage of Dragons basketball, presented by Dragons Live.
Okay, one more.
All right, Benji.
Come on.
Benji.
Yes, smile. Come on,
What about the flash?
Okay, one more. Benjamin, hold
Make
it
a flash,
sideways.
Benji. You have to
Please
back
use
it up.
my
You want to
phone.
get everybody
Looking at
in.
the
You
camera?
can't get everybody in unless you back
Well,
up.
he did it.
There you go.
Did you get? Did you need me? Don't forget to Did you take get it, one with Ben? my camera. I think you got Benjamin. it.
Take another
Huh?
shot.
I think I blinked.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports.
Heading to Fargo Moorhead to get away and have a little fun? Book your room at the highly rated Microtel Inn & Suites. It's conveniently located just off 8th Street and I-94. Clean rooms and all the amenities you need to relax and recharge after a fun day out. Plus, when you wake up, you can enjoy a free hot breakfast. What are you waiting for? Book your room today at the Microtel Inn & Suites in Moorhead. Call 218-284-4022 or visit microtelmoorhead.com.
Another day. And just like every day, it never seems to slow down. But you have a plan. Grab a cup, grab the paper, and grab a little time. Just for you. It's worth it. Don't get the paper? Just grab the phone. Call now and save up to 60% off the newsstand price. Journalists, bringing the story home every day.
Just looking back on myself freshman year to who I am currently, it's a complete transformation.
You walk around campus all the time, you see friendly faces, you see smiling faces, and people really, really love being here.
For me personally, I was able to get the experience and the knowledge that I needed to be successful.
I've had a pretty long journey to get here. Went to community college, changed majors, and MSUM has transformed my life just incredibly.
From the time you were little, bouncing off the walls, you were told, go do something. And so you did. Then one day you found yourself in a cap and gown. Now, go do something was an invitation. Or was it a challenge? Go with Midco. We connect you with powerful, innovative technology. That's the start. Your drive and vision do the rest. Go do something. Yeah, that's definitely a challenge. You and Midco. Let's go.
It takes a team to bring the story home every day. It takes a leader to build a legacy of trust.
As the only locally owned news station in the region, we're there for you at every turn.
We're your neighbors, telling the stories that matter because your community is our community.
So when you need to reconnect, remember that we're working every day, just like you,
trying to make a better tomorrow.
WDAY News, the only locally owned news station in the region.
Dragon Swim School is proud to offer year-round swimming and diving lessons with the lowest student-to-instructor ratio around. Lessons are available for all levels, including parent-child sessions and preschool. Help your child learn to love the water in a safe and caring environment with us at Dragon Swim School. Visit msumdragons.com/swim for more information. That's msumdragons.com/swim.
All right, Jared, you ready for an electrifying play of the game?
I am.
You got any early favorites?
I love the dimes. I mean, great
All right.
passing,
Well,
chemistry.
Let's
what we
see,
got?
Let's see what we got. I'm on pins and needles. Here it is. Barabich. Oh, there it is. Oh, dropping the dime to Megan Hintz. That's our electrifying play of the game presented by Moorhead Public Service. To remind you to reverse the direction of your ceiling fan to pull warm air up or to pull air up, forcing warm air down. For more energy-saving tips, log on to brightenergysolutions.com. Saving energy, saving money. Our newsmaker of the game, John Webking, founder. Talk to her. It is Rochester, Minnesota native, Megan Hintz.
Megan Hintz, great job tonight leading. We talked about her 12 rebounds, 21 points. Phenomenal job by that young lady, the senior.
Like Webby said, it's her 8th double-double this season. Megan Hintz, our newsmaker of the game, presented by Moorhead Public Service, or presented by the Forum of Fargo Moorhead. Call 241-5445 today to get the Forum of Fargo Moorhead delivered tomorrow. Jared and I will wrap up the women's side next here on WDAY Extra.
Herbert & Gerbert's wants to know, what's your favorite sandwich?
My personal favorite is the Flash. It's got all that meat and that Italian flavor that I can't get enough of.
You know, the first time I was at Herbert & Gerbert's, I couldn't decide if I wanted ham or turkey, so I got the Gerf. Got both.
I like the Pompeii, because I like chicken salad, but it also has that sweet chili sauce.
Experience Flavor Nation for yourself with the classic, specialty, and signature menus at Herbert & Gerbert's with 4 convenient FM locations, 1 in Bismarck and 1 in Grand Forks. Or order online and have it delivered at herbertandgerberts.com.
Prosperity is today's investment in tomorrow's promise. The promise of a better way of life. With every act of kindness, every act of creation, and with every act of love, we strengthen our community. And when we stand together as a community, we accomplish the impossible. We can choose to pass through life, or we can choose to pass on a better way of life.
Do more of what you love without being held back by joint pain. At Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our team will work with you to create a care plan that meets you where you are, choosing treatment options that fit your lifestyle, so you can get back to more outdoor adventures, more traditions, more active moments, more you. See how you can reach your more at Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Dave Eggers at 218-233-1334 today.
Get fired up for the new Shop MSUMDragons.com, the official online store of Dragon Athletics, featuring top brands like Under Armour, Adidas, Columbia, and more. Get gear in women's, youth, toddler, and infant sizes, perfect for all of our Dragon fans. Support your favorite Dragon team with Select a logo. Anything custom ships in 72 hours. And take your tailgating to the next level with items like bleacher chairs, tailgate tents, and lawn chairs. Get the gear and support your team with profits going directly to Dragon Athletics from Shop MSUMDragons.com.
The Dragon women win 71-57. Let's see what happened around the NSIC. Bemidji State wins its first game of the season. They keep Upper Iowa winless. Beavers 65, Upper Iowa 56. Winona leads at Minnesota Crookston. That is now a final. Winona State has just won 76-64. Concordia St. Paul wins. Minnesota Duluth and Minnesota State Mankato are in overtime in Mankato down in the snow. Mary wins at Sioux Falls. Augustana wins at Northern, and Minot has just beaten Southwest Minnesota State 72-66 in overtime. And a reminder, the Dragon men coming up next, and then Augustana is here tomorrow. The women at 3:30, the men at 5:30, and we will have it here on WDAY Extras. We're rejoined again. Steve, Jared, the Dragons are a perfect 11-0 here at the halfway point of the season.
Found a way to win, pedigree of a champion, and you hope they can continue to build on that this weekend.
And they get tested tomorrow night against an Augustana squad that came in here last year undefeated in the league, and now it'll be a reversal of fortune as Augustana will try to get the win against an undefeated Dragon squad.
Yeah, that'll be a fun game, the battle of the undefeateds in the NSIC. Hope the ladies are ready for that challenge.
All right, the Dragon women stay undefeated. The Dragon men are coming up next, so we'll take one more time out and then we'll come back and we'll get this thing started. You're watching live coverage of Dragons basketball on WDAY Extra.
Okay, one more.
All right, Benji.
Come on.
Benji.
Yes, smile. Come on,
What about the flash?
Okay, one more. Benjamin, hold it
Make
sideways.
a flash, Benji. You have to
Please
back it
use
up.
my
You want to get
camera.
everybody
Looking at
in.
the
You
camera?
can't get everybody in unless you back
Well,
up.
he did it. He did
There
it.
you go.
Did you get? Did you need me? Did you? Don't forget to. Did you get get it, on Ben? my camera. I think you got it.
Take another
shot.
shot.
I think I blinked.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports.
Heading to Fargo Moorhead to get away and have a little fun? Book your room at the highly rated Microtel Inn & Suites. It's conveniently located just off 8th Street and I-94. Clean rooms and all the amenities you need to relax and recharge after a fun day out. Plus, when you wake up, you can enjoy a free hot breakfast. What are you waiting for? Book your room today at the Microtel Inn & Suites in Moorhead. Call 218-284-4022 or visit microtelmoorhead.com.
Another day. And just like every day, it never seems to slow down. But you have a plan. Grab a cup, grab the paper, and grab a little time. Just for you. It's worth it. Don't get the paper? Just grab the phone. Call now and save up to 60% off the newsstand price. Journalists, bringing the story home every day.
Just looking back on myself freshman year to who I am currently, it's a complete transformation.
You walk around campus all the time, you see friendly faces, you see smiling faces, and people really, really love being here.
For me personally, I was able to get the experience and the knowledge that I needed to be successful.
I've had a pretty long journey to get here. Went to community college, changed majors, and MSUM has transformed my life just incredibly.
From the time you were little, bouncing off the walls, you were told, go do something. And so you did. Then one day you found yourself in a cap and gown. Now, go do something was an invitation. Or was it a challenge? Go with Midco. We connect you with powerful, innovative technology. That's the start. Your drive and vision do the rest. Go do something. Yeah, that's definitely a challenge. You and Midco. Let's go.
back. Why don't you come back? Minnesota State University Moorhead, WDAY Extra, Dragon Athletics, and Go Team Productions presents Minnesota State University Moorhead Dragons basketball. Tonight it's game 2 of our Dragon basketball doubleheader as the men take on Wayne State. The Dragon women kept their winning streak alive, and now we'll see if the Dragon men can do the same thing as we welcome you inside Alex Nemzik Hall in Moorhead. My name is Steve DeStacio. It's my privilege to be with you alongside Jared Bledsoe. We've seen this team gut victories out time and time again for the last month, and now they come in against a Wayne State squad who maybe, along with the Dragons, might be the surprise team in the league at 8-2 in the NSIC.
Yeah, the Dragons will be tested tonight. Both high-scoring teams. We'll find out who has the most energy.
Yeah, I would like to think this is a high-energy game. We talk about those second nights coming from Aberdeen. It's so hard to play down in Aberdeen, South Dakota against Northern State and then come on up here after a 3-hour ride all night and then play the Dragons. So I expect high energy from both teams.
Yeah, right away, both teams have to get after it. You know, both teams averaging over 80 points a game, so look for a high-scoring affair.
The Dragons come in second place. We will look at the standings in detail. Behind Northern State, who's in first place at 9-1. Wayne State tied with Minnesota State Mankato at 8-2. For all of our introductions of the starting lineups, let's go to public address announcer Rick Flaxbarth.
Welcome to Alex Nemzik Fieldhouse and Dragon men's basketball. Today's game sponsored by Papa John's. Papa John's in Fargo Moorhead has a special offer just for you. Use coupon code DRAGONS35 every day to get 35% off your entire order in the FM area. That coupon code DRAGONS35 for 35% off your entire order at the official pizza vendor for the Dragons, Papa John's. Today's game features the Wayne State College Wildcats and your Minnesota State University Moorhead Dragons. Now please turn your attention to the scores table for the reading of the NSIC Sportsmanship Creed by Joe Sievely.
The NCAA and the NSIC encourage and promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask that you cheer for your team and be respectful of the opponent. As Division II student athletes, we support a diverse and inclusive environment, and we commit to fair play, responsibility, and respect. We invite you to support our effort. Go Dragons!
Ladies and gentlemen, MSUM is proud to be a yellow ribbon campus. And at this time, we invite you to please stand and remove your hats for the presentation of colors by the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 941, Northern Warriors. We also ask that you please remain standing in respectful silence following the anthem until the colors have been retired from the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, let us honor America with the singing of our national anthem by music education major and MSUM football player Colton Cook.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting
Thank you. Now let's meet tonight's starters. First of all, for the Wildcats. At guard, at 6'4", senior number 1, Kendall Jacks. At guard, at 6'3", senior number 2, Trevin Joseph. At guard, at 6'5", freshman number 3, Nick Perini. At guard, at 6'2", senior number 10, Vance Jansen. And at forward, at 6'7", freshman number 32, Jordan Jansen. The Wildcats are coached by Jeff Kaminsky, assisted by Nathan Stover and Tanner Cook. And now for your Minnesota State University Moorhead Dragons. At guard, a 6'1" junior from Maple Grove, Minnesota, number 1, Johnny Beninga. At guard, a 6'1" senior from Reading, Pennsylvania, number 5, Trayvon Cole. At guard, a 6'4" freshman from Fargo, North Dakota, number 11, Simon Sim. And guard, a 6'4" freshman from Plymouth, Minnesota, number 13, Gavin Baumgartner. And at center, a 6'10" freshman from Ottawa, Minnesota, number 35, Jesse Bird. Head coach is Chad Walthall, assisted by Tim Bergstrasser and Spencer Bland.
All right, Jared, let's take a look at our player comparison presented by Matt Buss.
Yes, Trevin Joseph comes in leading the Wildcats with over 17 points a game, shooting over 46% from the field. This young man, as the Wildcats go, he goes. And we talk about Beninga, one of the fastest players, in my opinion, in the NSIC, averaging over 12 points a game, getting it done on the rebounding end, close to 3 rebounds, and can knock down the triple.
What I love about both of these teams, the Dragons have 5 players that average in double figures. Wayne State has 4. Trevin Joseph is 10th in the NSIC. Baumgartner leads the Dragons, is 13th. There are no stars on the floor, just 2 good teams.
Right, 2 well-balanced teams. As we talked about in the pregame, it should be a great matchup.
Here we go. Maybe the 2 surprise teams in the NSIC.
Wildcats come out matched up man-to-man, forcing a turnover right away.
Kendall Jacks with it. Seems like he's been with them forever. From Bettendorf, Iowa, that's one of the Quad Cities. Vance Jansen, another senior. These guys have paid their dues for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Dragons come out matched up man-to-man. Looking to match the same level of intensity in this half-court set.
I think it was your first 2 years on television with us that the Dragons got Wayne State in the first round of the playoffs, and I mean that's when the Dragons were on their way to bigger and better things down in Sioux Falls and in the NCAAs.
Fun times here in Dragonland as Sim attacks, misses point blank layup, looking for a call, no call.
I think he got blocked by Jordan Jansen. Beautiful give and go. Nick Ferrarini on the business end. 2-0, Cats take the early lead. This is Beninga. You blink, he's gone, like Jared mentioned before. Here's Trayvon Code.
Oh, nice drive by Trayvon. Looked like he got slapped in the face and still able to finish. Tying this ball game.
Jordan Jansen out of East High School in Lincoln. Now here's Kendall Jacks.
Dragons extending that pressure.
Jacks banging inside. Ferrarini for 3.
Ferrarini coming out, knocking down that triple. As all the Wildcats points, the Dragons will have to find him on the defensive end.
Ferrarini's 5th on the Wildcats with just over 9.25 points per game. 5-2. Wayne State on top. Sem looping the ball at us. This is Benenga. Playing cat and mouse with Trevin Joseph. Baumgartner. Benenga has to shoot. He got blocked. That's great defense. Right in front of us by Trevin Joseph. Vance Jansen. Cut off by Sem. Jacks for 3 now. Jansen the offensive rebound. Simon Sem says, not on my watch.
Nice.
Bryce Ersfeld will come in for the Dragons, a 6-foot redshirt freshman from Browerville, Minnesota.
Solid offensive rebound. As you mentioned, though, Sim showing his athleticism, swatting it out of bounds. Dragons have to do a better job boxing out on the defensive end.
You like to see Sem get involved early. We've seen him disappear from time to time. Here's the travel, and the Dragons are going to get the ball back.
Yeah, talking about Sim, he got involved, but actually in the wrong way. He ended up in foul trouble the last couple games. Good to see him get the block without getting an early foul.
This is Ersfeld across midcourt. He came in for Trayvon Code, who's getting some medical attention from Andy Scott. Ersfeld wanted to go in, but saw some trees in the way.
Dragons definitely have a size advantage inside with Jesse Berg. Another block there by Trevin Joseph. Wildcats looking to run.
Vance Jansen underneath, looked up, and he saw Simon Sem and lost the ball out of bounds as Jeff Kaminsky on the other bench, frustrated so far because he thinks his team is playing well enough defensively to have a bigger lead than 3.
See if the Wildcats are able to apply some pressure to the Dragons. Oh, nice find by Berg to Baumgartner. Excellent find there by Berg.
The big guy finding Baumgartner cutting.
Yeah, Baumgartner cutting. Not accustomed to seeing Berg find players, but it's fun to watch.
There's those high touches again, right?
Yes.
Jack's fading away. That's not an easy shot. Here's Johnny. Dragons look for their first lead. Benenga sees an opening and can't score. Rebound taken down by Vance Jansen out of Blair, Nebraska. Ferrarini, just a freshman out of Omaha. Vance Jansen for 3. That went all the way down and still came out. 5-4. The two teams combined, 4 for 12. Jesse underneath scores.
Nice find there by Sim to Berg. I'd like to see the Dragons reward Berg for getting position early. Point blank range, he's shooting a high percentage.
Joseph, that's a tough shot. It won't go, and a foul. Uh-oh. Well, they got Bryce Ersfeld for a push, and that's the game's first foul. As Addison Park will come into the ball game. Spellingberg, the 6'6" senior out of Sioux Falls, and Altavius Jackson, a 6'2" freshman from Atlanta, is in for Wayne State. Joseph banging into Park. Now Addy trying to go to work defensively on Jacks, who scores.
Nice find by Joseph, penetrating. Dragons will have to do a better job containing penetration with this team. They're active off the dribble.
Remember I was telling you when I go down to Winona and Iowa, go all over the place, you hear, you know what, Dragon fans are watching from here and there. Well, there's Johnny Benengo. That's that quick first step. Dragons are back on top. Well, Aunt Carmen and Uncle Bill, Addison Park's relatives, watching all of our games online from Des Moines, Iowa. So we want to say hello to them.
Hello from Des Moines, Iowa. Wow, it's a long way from cold, frigid Moorhead.
That's what that interweb does for you. You can watch us live. Here's Bryce Ersfeld grabbing a rebound. Bryce pops for 3. No. Jacks the rebound. Boy, it seems like good shots are being taken, but both teams are as cold as the weather outside. Jackson out of Atlanta. Wonder how much he likes this weather. And now Jansen. That's a tough shot that won't go, and nobody rebounded, but Johnny Benega got a hand. This is Baumgartner. He'll check his rearview mirror and score.
Great anticipation there by Baumgartner, sprinting down, finishing in transition. And that last possession, you don't mind that pull-up jump shot by Ersfeld. He shot it really well last weekend. I'm sure the Dragons are looking for him to pick up where he left off.
He's got that green light that every shooter and scorer loves to have. Jackson from the free throw line.
Nice rhythm shot there by Jackson for the Wildcats, keeping the Wildcats within one.
Ersfeld picks up his dribble.
Again, the Dragons have a size advantage. Parks, just checking in, had a phenomenal weekend last weekend. Sim turns the ball over.
Yeah, he saw Park. He didn't see some traffic in between.
Let's travel.
Yeah, and that was Simon Sem. If he doesn't travel, the backboard would still be shaking at the other end. 13-12 remaining in the first half. Dragons up by a point.
Herbert and Gerbert's wants to know, what's your favorite sandwich?
My personal favorite is the Flash. It's got all that meat and that Italian flavor that I can't get enough of.
You know, the first time I was at Herbert and Gerbert's, I couldn't decide if I wanted ham or turkey, so I got the Gerf. Got both.
I like the Pompeii because I like chicken salad, but it also has that sweet chili sauce.
Experience Flavor Nation for yourself with the classic, specialty, and signature menus at Herbert and Gerbert's with 4 convenient FM locations, 1 in Bismarck and 1 in Grand Forks. Or order online and have it delivered at herbertandgerberts.com.
All right, Jared, here we go again.
Papa John's.
Tonight's ball games are sponsored by Papa John's, where you know what they have?
What do
They have vegan garlic sauce, that little stuff in the container that you can dip your non-vegan pepperoni pizza in. It's good stuff.
You got to relax with that joke.
Try.
People, it's really people out here that are health conscious that will take your word on that.
You don't think I'm not health conscious?
You're a trustworthy guy, Steve.
Come on now.
People trust what you say.
We'll have to talk to them later. Our NSIC standings are sponsored by Affinity Plus and Sodexo. What I told them is the truth. Dragons trailing Northern State. Is Northern State going to be caught this year? Look at Wayne State on top of the NSIC South, along with Minnesota State, Mankato, Jeff Kaminsky, and Chad Walthoff, in this guy's opinion. There's Jeff Kaminsky, former Valley City State head coach. Maybe the 2 top candidates for the NSIC Coach of the Year, maybe along with Paul Sather down at Northern.
Yes, as we get into January, you talk about 2019 play as Trayvon Cole attacks the rim, finishes. We talk about that coaching dynamic here. Could be a decisive game. Had an opportunity to talk to Trayvon and just told him, hey, man, with your athleticism, man, you got to attack the basket. I would love to see you throw it down on quite a few people. This is your senior year, your senior campaign, and does it in dramatic fashion as he completes the three-point play.
I think he wanted to dunk. Now, I have never dunked a basketball before, probably because my hops are about 2 to 3 inches. Now, with that said, I think he was thinking dunk, but he had somebody in black in front of him.
Sometimes
Jordan Jansen.
Yeah, sometimes I think he doesn't realize how high he can jump, because I think he could have dunked on him and still completed the and one.
Jake Johnson in for the Dragons, number 25, the 6'8 senior from Oak Grove, Minnesota. Altavius Jackson from long range. Volleys the rebound. Bryce Ersfeld diving for the ball. Goes through the legs of Luke Terhark, who's back or is in for the first time, and now a whistle on a foul as Trevin Joseph had one thing in mind.
Yeah, we talked about the energy of this game, and you see right away both teams get on the floor being scrappy, and Joseph able to draw the foul. An opportunity to tie this ball game.
Joseph, the leading scorer for Wayne State, averaging just over 17 points per game. Just for the record, my daughter's going vegan. It's not a knock. I was just playing off of what you told me. a good point.
So has
in
she
the
found
first game.
vegan pepperoni pizza?
No,
okay.
no. I'm just saying with the sauce. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that would have been news for me. I would have definitely taken you up on that. I found vegan pizzas.
Yes.
Yes. So that's why if you found vegan pepperoni, I was like, wow, Steve is really on his vegan game this year.
I'm not on my vegan game. I will admit that. Here comes Trayvon.
Oh, nice find.
Trayvon's on his game. Addy with the tip, wouldn't go. Rebound yanked down by Jax. Here comes the Bettendorf, Iowa native.
Travel.
Yep.
And unfortunately, when you watch the NBA, you see that pivot slide, and they do not get called for. But at this level, at the collegiate level, you're going to get called for that. Steve does not like talking about the NBA unless it's the 70s or the 80s or when it was a peach basket for the hoop.
Not one bit. Britt Busman in the ballgame for the Dragons, the Milner, North Dakota native, setting a screen for Jake Johnson, who pops out. 10 on the shot clock. Park being defended by Jordan Jansen. Addy going to work. And an offensive foul as Addy lowered his shoulder.
Excellent defense there by Jensen. We talk about energy. He just matches Park's energy, pushed him all the way out to the three-point lane and anticipated very well.
Yeah, I think Jansen had his position, but more so Park just dipped his shoulder a little bit.
I agree there.
Luke Terhark, who has some Upper Iowa roots. Here he is, the Algona, Iowa native. Working on Trayvon Code, shooing him out of the way. A little cross, a shot, wouldn't go. Ball never hit the rim. But Jansen right there to put it in, and Wayne State's back on top.
Yeah, another offensive rebound there by Jensen, his second so far. The Dragons have to do another better job boxing out Jansen.
Here's Busman, fouled by Ferrarini. You can just see this Wayne State squad, maybe compared to recent years, just upping the level of intensity defensively.
And you can see it. You can see it collectively, the energy as the ball is swung here. I mean, the whistle was blown early, but you had 3-4 Wildcats right there ready to contest that shot.
This is the #1 team in the league offensively in the Dragons and the #2 team defensively. Park in the lane, has the ball go off Jake Johnson, and that ball is going to head towards South Moorhead. 10 minutes, 22 seconds remaining here in the first half, and the Wildcats up by 2 as Tony Bonner, a 6'8 junior out of Council Bluffs, Iowa, is into the ball game. There's Tony. He turned 22 just before Christmas. And he's going to go to war with Jake Johnson underneath. This is Trevin Joseph. Throwing the ball towards Bonner over his left shoulder and out of bounds. Another turnover committed by Wayne State. There's 6. There have been 11 turnovers in the first 9 minutes and 55 seconds.
Yeah, both ends. A couple miscues as the Wildcats pick up full court man-to-man.
Here's Benenga. Busman, nowhere to go. Ferrarini defends. Here's Busman looking for an opening. Britt tries to create, and the ball gets tapped out of bounds. And on the other side of the media timeout, the Dragons will have 6 to shoot. 15-13, visitors on top.
Prosperity is today's investment in tomorrow's promise. The promise of a better way of life. With every act of kindness, every act of creation, and with every act of love, we strengthen our community. And when we stand together as a community, we accomplish the impossible. We can choose to pass through life, or we can choose to pass on a better way of life.
Matt Bus is the fun, fast, and free way to get around downtown. For more information on how to do so, go to mattbus.com. And let's take a look at, there's Jackie Volker, there's Megan Hintz. This is also our Gate City Bank My School Spirit Card fan cam. Ask for a Dragon debit card, and they will make a donation directly to MSU Moorhead scholarships.
You know, something I noticed right away, the Wildcats are switching on the screens. You'd like for the Dragons to be patient. You're going to get some mismatches on the perimeter. You got a player like Berg and Park. Would love to see them dive to that block and get a high percentage shot there.
Look at that stat. The Wildcats are out-rebounding the Dragons 12-6. The Dragons are out shooting Wayne State, but Jared, is it fair to say that Wayne State is probably out hustling the Dragons? Not by a lot, but they brought the energy like you suggested.
I agree. Right now, the energy is tilted toward the Wildcats, and if the Dragons want to pull off a victory,
and that's just going to go as a turnover, as Trayvon Code is.
Yeah, he got
undercut.
Yeah, he got undercut, and that's not a.
I don't see the foul though, honestly. Wow. I mean,
and that's where, again, if you played and been undercut.
Well, I'm not saying I want to get undercut.
Yeah,
get the ball to Simon Sem. Simon. Elevating.
Nice finish there in transition by Simon Sem. But yeah, if you've been undercut before, you know if it's intentional or if somebody was just trying, it was a basketball play.
I don't think that was intentional. Yes, if that was intentional, maybe you throw them out of here. You don't want to ever get undercut because that's where serious injuries happen. I just didn't think it was a foul. I thought Ferrarini was in the right place at the right time and Code wasn't. Maybe it was a foul. Vance Jansen pulls up, can't score. Park the rebound. This is what makes the world go round.
We can agree to disagree. And better decision there by Code on the one dribble pull-up. Excellent decision. And that's what that'll do. When you find out somebody would try to, a questionable call like that, your basketball IQ kicks in, you have to protect yourself.
What a look inside by Bonner. It gives it to Vance Jansen who finishes. 17-17. Maybe we thought we'd see 20 or 30 more points right now, but we're competitive. Can't get any tighter.
Yes, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, nice find by Baninga to Park, who finishes. Opportunity for a three-point play. A thread the needle pass here by Baninga.
That's what I thought we'd see more of tonight. Getting to the basket. The foul was whistled on Ben Dentlinger out of New London, Iowa. Park can't hit, but Baumgartner will run down the ball. Now Baumgartner, the no look. And now the cross. And now the bomb by Baumgartner.
Great find there by Park. And that's a huge asset when your five-man can penetrate pitch to your guard to find open three.
The Dragons on a 5-0 burst, just like that. This is Dentlinger. No.
Another offensive rebound for the Wildcats.
And putback by Ferrarini.
7 points for Ferrarini. As you mentioned, one of those 4 players averaging double figures.
Sem from deep. Code was thinking putback slam. Vance Jansen up ahead to Joseph. Sem elevating. Here comes Trayvon. Almost carried it, or may have. Park from deep again.
Addison Park still finding the touch from behind the arc. Nice looking stroke for 3.
Addy warming up. Jansen and Joseph and Bonner. Double team. Tony Bonner nowhere to go. Ferrarini from deep. Boy, I like what this guy brings to the table.
Ferrarini runs back down the court, eyeballing the crowd.
He's got the specs working. Hadn't shaved, getting that rugged look. Now he's getting back defensively. Just gave a little elbow to Gavin Baumgartner. I like it. This is NSIC basketball. Now Code. Trayvon.
Tough shot by Trayvon Code.
27-22. The Dragons back up by a handful here at the 6:10 mark. Joseph. And now it's Vance Jansen. Between the circles, Trayvon Code observes. Tony Bonner has it on the elbow. He's going to back in Park, and a whistle, a foul, and Chad Wallfall is going to stand in front of John Webking and not be happy. And he's asking the same thing. Bonner to the free throw line for 2.
Nice space in there by the Wildcats to allow Bonner to get a couple of dribbles, draw a foul, get an opportunity to get going here at the line.
That was Tony Bonner's first free throw attempt this season, and it's good. Jack's back in. Dentlinger sits down. Bonner hits a pair, and his reward is a seat on the bench. Jordan Jansen will come back in. I like this Wayne State team so far. This is an exciting team.
It is. As we talked about, the energy is there. They've been scrappy, knocking down shots. Second chance opportunities on the offensive end.
Benenga, no. Berg, yes.
Great job by Berg positioning himself for an offensive putback.
29-24 here at the 5.5-minute mark. Kendall Jacks, two-time team MVP for the Wayne State Wildcats. There's Ferrini hanging and scoring.
Ferrini has found his touch tonight early. 11 points. Keeping it.
And an offensive foul. Or they get a carry. Oh no, they got an offensive foul on Jesse. Berg's first, team's 5th. So Wayne State is going to get the ball back, trailing by 3 as we cross over the 5-minute mark of the first half. Augustana in town tomorrow. Here on WDAY Extra, 3:30 on the women's side, a battle of 2 first-place teams, and 5:30 on the men's side. And anytime you say Dragons, Vikings in the NSIC, you expect good stuff.
Jansen with the knockdown for the 3, tying this ball game.
Benenga open from 15. Short, Sem, the offensive rebound. Baumgartner saved the day. Here's Johnny Benenga. Trayvon Code. Cross through his legs. Spin. Couldn't score. He did a lot.
Trayvon Code showing his ball handling ability, drawing the foul.
The hezzy, the cross, the through the legs, the spin, and the miss.
Yes, yes, Steve, yes.
Tied at 29.
Do more of what you love without being held back by joint pain. At Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our team will work with you to create a care plan that meets you where you are, choosing treatment options that fit your lifestyle, so you can get back to more outdoor adventures, more traditions, more active moments, more you. See how you can reach your more at Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Services partner. To find out all of your meal plan options, visit mnstate.sodexomyway.com. And if you're looking for a good insurance neighbor agent in our community, call David Eggers at 233-1334 or stop by the Eggers Agency. It is located on 8th Street in Moorhead. All tied here at 29 here at the 4:16 mark.
Dragons doing a solid job getting it inside. 16 points so far in the paint. Also got 5 second chance points, so look for the Dragons continue to get it inside and capitalize off those offensive rebounds.
I guess I'm not surprised that this is 29-29, considering that Wayne State's the #2 defensive team in the league, and they certainly showed up with a lot of gas tonight.
They have. Again, the energy's been there thus far.
Here's Trayvon at the free throw line, and his first one is good. Promotional Solutions is a collection of marketers, creators, designers, finance guys, and fangirls with a passion for good products and design. Visit them at promotingus.com. Code with a pair of free throws, and now he'll sit down, and Bryce Ersfeld comes in. Code with 11 points to lead all the Dragons. Nick Ferrarini has 12 to lead all scorers.
Yeah, Ferrarini has not missed thus far. 5 for 5 from the field. Look for the Wildcats to go back to him.
There he is again. There he misses. Ersfeld trying to find the ball, and he did. Here comes Bryce. The Dragons have the ball and a 2-point lead here under the 4-minute mark of the first half.
Dragons definitely have a size advantage inside with Berg. That's Jansen on him. Get the switch. Berg inside.
Sem got double teamed. That's great help side defense by the Cats' Trevin Joseph. But he throws it away. Benenga. Simon Sem wasn't looking to run. Johnny shovels. Ersfeld. And Johnny Benenga. No. Rebound pulled down by Jordan Jansen. Here comes Joseph. He'll step back and barely graze the front of the iron. The Dragons, even though we're talking about all this great defense, are shooting 54%. Wayne State with that miss, still up around the 42% mark. Sem.
I think with Berg in the game, you got to get him down low at 6'10". Nice size, got nice touch inside. See if the Dragons are able to capitalize off that. Baumgartner pulls up deep.
Nothing doing, and a foul on Benenga. In for Wayne State is Altavius Jackson and Luke Terhark. Ferrarini will sit down, and so will Trevin Joseph.
Yeah, Berg coming into this game shooting over 55, close to 55% from the field. We'd like to see him get a touch inside each time when he's in there.
Yeah, I think he's had 2 touches inside and 2 baskets.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That's a high percentage.
Very high thus far. A nice aggressive move there by Jansen.
Tied for the 6th time. Level at 31 with 2:20 remaining here before the break. Ersfeld looking for some room to roam. Berg had a size advantage as he was trying to get behind Jordan Jansen. Sem elevating. It wouldn't go. Here comes Kendall Jacks. That was acrobatic and nothing doing. It's a 3-on-3. Benenga doesn't care, throws it away. Going all the way in, unable to score is Kendall Jacks, but another offensive rebound. So Wayne State will set up their half-court offense with 1.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Back and forth we go, and as you mentioned, the energy for the Wildcats to come away with that offensive rebound, the energy is there thus far for the Wildcats.
Vance Jansen over Sem.
Tough shot there by Jansen. Coming in, we just assumed he was a shooter, but he's knocking down that mid-range. Last play down, he got to the cup.
Vance Jansen shooting 48% from the floor, averaging 13 points. Another Dragon turnover. And this is Kendall Jacks scoring in transition, and Wayne State has opened up a 35-31 lead here with 50 seconds left in the first half. Ersfeld. A whistle.
We got a timeout.
And Chad Walthall will take a timeout. 4 seconds remaining in the first half. Dragons now down by 4.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
Your she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Dave Eggers at 218-233-1334 today.
The Dragon Swim School is second to none in the FM area. Visit msumdragons.com/swim for more information. Learning to navigate the water is easy with the help of the Dragon Swim School. 35-31, John Webking is standing by. He will talk to Chad Walthall. We'll see if he brings the same energy as Carla Nelson did at the half. Let's see what he concocted on his whiteboard. This is Trayvon Code.
Oh, tough finish by Trayvon Code, giving him 13 first half points.
And the Dragons get that little 2-for-1 that I'm always advocating. The difference between the shot clock and the game clock is 6 seconds, and now Jeff Kaminsky will draw up a play. 26 seconds left in the first half. Cats by 2.
Get fired up for the new Shop MSUMDragons.com, the official online store of Dragon Athletics, featuring top brands like Under Armour, Adidas, Columbia, and more. Get gear in women's, youth, toddler, and infant sizes, perfect for all of our Dragon fans. Support your favorite Dragon team with Select a Logo. Anything custom ships in 72 hours. And take your tailgating to the next level with items like bleacher chairs, tailgate tents, and lawn chairs. Get the gear and support your team with profits going directly to Dragon Athletics from Shop MSUMDragons.com.
For the latest news and schedule information for all of your favorite Dragons sports, visit MSUMDragons.com, the official website of Dragon Athletics. Chad Walthall drew up a play. Maybe it had something to do with Trayvon Code penetrating and scoring. And now let's see what Jeff Kaminsky, in his 32nd year as a head coach, draws up. He's got Vance Jansen with the ball. Again, the difference between the shot clock and the game clock is 6. Jansen from deep. Got it.
Wow, they go to the hot man Jansen, knocking down another 3.
The Dragons have time. Simon Sem for 3. It won't go, and that's going to do it for half number 1. Wayne State will take their largest lead into the halftime locker room, 38-33. Across the court we go to John Webking.
Coach, that was a scrappy first half. Is that what you expected in tonight in this matchup?
Yeah, they're the best defensive team in the league for a reason. I mean, they're going to get up in you and make, they're going to take our sets away. They're going to make you go downhill. So we got to just do a better job of going downhill and then finishing at the rim. I thought we were doing a pretty good job. And then we got a little tentative, got to get a little loose with the ball. So just got to take care of possessions.
All right, thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
John, thank you very much. Halftime here in Moorhead. Wayne State leads the Dragons 38-33. We now invite you to stay tuned for all of your halftime activities, including an MSU Moorhead halftime news break.
Update or download to the all-new MSUM Dragons app on iTunes and Google Play. The new app features customized following of only your favorite Dragons teams, incredible in-app live stats and media coverage, and our Fired Up Rewards program all in one easy-to-use app. Update your Dragons app, search MSUM in your app store, or visit MSUMDragons.com/app to download the new MSUM Dragons app today.
Okay, one more.
All right, Benji.
Come on.
Benji.
Yes, smile.
Come on,
What
Benj.
about the flash?
Okay, one more.
Benjamin, hold it
Make a flash,
sideways.
Benji. You have to
Please
back
use
it up.
my
You want to
camera.
get everybody
Looking at
in.
the
You
camera?
can't get everybody in unless you back
Well,
up.
he did it. He did
There
it.
you go.
Did you get? Do you need me? Did you
Don't
take
forget
another?
to
Did you
take
get it,
one
Ben?
with my camera.
think you got it?
Take another
shot. I think I blinked.
Buffalo Wild Wings, Wings Beer Sports.
Dragon Swim School is proud to offer year-round swimming and diving lessons with the lowest student-to-instructor ratio around. Lessons are available for all levels, including parent-child sessions and preschool. Help your child learn to love the water in a safe and caring environment with us at Dragon Swim School. Visit msumdragons.com/swim for more information. That's msumdragons.com/swim.
Today's Dragons Live coverage is brought to you by BSN, The Courtyard by Marriott, Herbert & Gerbert's, Richards Transportation, Shields of Moorhead, Shucks Bus Service, Buffalo Wild Wings, Forum Communications.
Hello everyone, I'm Tanner Robinson and welcome to the MSUM Halftime Report. I hope you're all enjoying Dragons basketball. We caught up with men's basketball senior forward Addison Park to see how he uses the power of prayer to push his game to the next level. Was it more of like a discovery of faith or a rediscovery of faith once you joined men's basketball?
I'd say, yeah, definitely once I came to college, I definitely, definitely grew my faith and, definitely got to know more, like, who Jesus was and, who God was and through Athletes in Action and through crew and, through basketball as well, just having other believers on the team, definitely sparked a growth. It changes your perspective, while you're playing basketball and why you're playing it, and it motivates you, in a different way. And it talks about it in the Bible, being a light, like a city on a hill, like, everyone can see it. And I'm just trying to live, how Jesus wants me to live and live how he did. And I hope I'm doing that and I can do that with my teammates because we're with each other all the time. And I just hope that just the way they see me living, the way I play basketball and the way I live my life off the court, hopefully that can somehow, help us, play better together on the court. We started praying, before our game and during the halftime of the girls' game. We would just go into our locker room and we started inviting people to come join us. And we've had times where there's 6 or 7 of us that have all been praying for stuff and we were just praying about the game, praying about our lives and praying for whatever the the Holy Spirit put on our hearts. And there's a few guys in the past and even a couple guys now that I definitely have a lot of spiritual conversations with and bounce ideas off one another. And there's guys on the team that pray for me and I can pray for them and we can talk about things we're struggling with, or we we celebrate things that need to be celebrated and stuff that are happening in our lives. So it's good to have that on a team because basketball is stressful and stuff like that and whatnot. So it's good to just take that stress and I can be able to look to God and then Jesus for just a reminder of who I am and what my identity is and stuff like that.
Thank you, Addison, for sharing something so personal with us. And thank you for sticking with us for the MSUM Halftime Report. Stay right there. More Dragons basketball to come right after the break.
Today's Dragons Live coverage is brought to you by Matt Bus, Midco, Moorhead Public Service, Papa John's, Pepsi, Sanford Health, State Farm agent David Eggers, and Minnesota State University Moorhead. Get fired up for the new Shop MSUMDragons.com, the official online store of Dragon Athletics, featuring top brands like Under Armour, Adidas, Columbia, and more. Get gear in women's, youth, toddler, and infant sizes, perfect for all of our Dragon fans. Support your favorite Dragon team with Select a logo. Anything custom ships in 72 hours. And take your tailgating to the next level with items like bleacher chairs, tailgate tents, and lawn chairs. Get the gear and support your team with profits going directly to Dragon Athletics from shopmsumdragons.com.
Do more of what you love without being held back by joint pain. At Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our team will work with you to create a care plan that meets you where you are, choosing treatment options that fit your lifestyle. so you can get back to more outdoor adventures, more traditions, more active moments, more you. See how you can reach your more at Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Just looking back on myself freshman year to who I am currently, it's a complete transformation.
You walk around campus all the time, you see friendly faces, you see smiling faces, and people really, really love being here.
For me personally, I was able to get the experience and the knowledge that I needed to be successful.
I've had a pretty long journey to get here. Went to community college, changed majors, and MSUM has transformed my life just incredibly.
You always do this. You had a couple of pops in you and got cocky. Who's up for a game of wing roulette, you said? Because you thought it'd be funny to watch one of your friends get stuck with the hot one. But your friends, they got teriyaki, then spicy garlic, and then Asian zing. And now you're looking at the last one and you're thinking, my God, what have I done?
Update or download to the all-new MSUM Dragons app on iTunes and Google Play. The new app features customized following of only your favorite Dragons teams, incredible in-app live stats and media coverage, and our fired-up rewards program all in one easy-to-use app. Update your Dragons app, search MSUM in your app store, or visit MSUMDragons.com/app to download the new MSUM Dragons app today.
38-33, Wayne State leads the Dragons here at the half on the men's side. Let's take a look at some first half highlights. Dragons fell behind 5-2. Then the Dragons got out of the gate. Gavin Baumgartner, I want to throw it down, but I've got some traffic coming from behind. Simon Sem, I want to throw it down, but I've got people dressed in black in front of me. And then Nick Ferrarini, 3, and uh-oh, I'm looking at the crowd. I'm repping Trayvon Code. That is a professional move from 15 feet away. Code. And then Vance Jansen. That's taking it to the hoop strong. And then Kendall Jacks. A little fast break. It wasn't pretty, but he got around Jesse Berg somehow. And Wayne State is up by 5.
Solid job there by both teams, shooting over 47% from the field. Not a great job from behind the arc. Obviously, the Wildcats are knocking down more threes. One stat that stands out, the Wildcats are winning the rebound battle and are right now in single-digit turnovers. So I'm sure that was discussed at the halftime for the Dragons.
You know what? Our Bledsoe Bullets are coming up on the other side of the break, and I wonder if one or two of them are going to be a point of emphasis. So you're going to have to stay tuned. You're watching live coverage of MSU Moorhead Dragon men's basketball on WDAY Extra.
Herbert and Gerberts wants to know, what's your favorite sandwich?
My personal favorite is the Flash. It's got all that meat and that Italian flavor that I can't get enough of.
You know, the first time I was at Herbert and Gerberts, I couldn't decide if I wanted ham or turkey, so I got the Gerf. Got both.
I like the Pompeii, because I like chicken salad, but it also has that sweet chili sauce.
Experience Flavor Nation for yourself with the classic, specialty, and signature menus at Herbert and Gerberts with 4 convenient FM locations, 1 in Bismarck and 1 in Grand Forks. Or order online and have it delivered at herbertandgerberts.com.
Prosperity is today's investment in tomorrow's promise. The promise of a better way of life. With every act of kindness, every act of creation, and with every act of love, we strengthen our community. And when we stand together as a community, we accomplish the impossible. We can choose to pass through life, or we can choose to pass on a better way of life.
Do more of what you love without being held back by joint pain. At Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our team will work with you to create a care plan that meets you where you are, choosing treatment options that fit your lifestyle, so you can get back to more outdoor adventures, more traditions, more active moments, more you. See how you can reach your more at Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Dave Eggers at 218-233-1334 today.
Get fired up for the new Shop MSUMDragons.com, the official online store of Dragon Athletics, featuring top brands like Under Armour, Adidas, Columbia, and more. Get gear in women's, youth, toddler, and infant sizes, perfect for all of our Dragon fans. Support your favorite Dragon team with Select a logo. Anything custom ships in 72 hours. And take your tailgating to the next level with items like bleacher chairs, tailgate tents, and lawn chairs. Get the gear and support your team with profits going directly to Dragon Athletics from Shop MSUMDragons.com.
You like this, Jared?
I love the fact that the pep band is back in the building.
I don't know if I want to do out-of-town scores. This is just as fun. Every time I get to go to Duluth, and I go to Duluth next weekend, right, for an audio-only webcast. We'll see that on the upcoming schedule. They got a band.
Okay.
Just fantastic. Just so much fun. Dr. Monte Grisey and the Dragon Pep Band showing up tonight. Halftime in Bemidji, the Beavers lead Upper Iowa. Look at Minnesota Crookston on a roll, up 12.5. How about that halftime score in St. Paul? Defense optional in the Twin Cities. Mankato and Duluth got off to a late start because of the women's game that went into overtime. Sioux Falls leads Mary at the half. Northern up on Augie, and Minot State leads at Southwest 36-28. That out-of-town scoreboard presented by the Shuck Bus Service. So is this upcoming schedule. Tomorrow afternoon at 3:30, the Dragon women will conclude this two-weekend homestand against Augustana, and then the men will finish up at 5:30. Then I'm on the road next weekend at Duluth and at St. Cloud as we welcome you back to our locale. Steve DeStatio, Jared Bledsoe, and you're going to fire me a couple Bledsoe bullets for the Dragons.
Absolutely. Coach Warthall talked about the Dragons playing downhill. Definitely have the ability, the athleticism to play downhill. Want to continue to dominate, you know, getting up and down the floor, but they got to win the rebound battle if they want to be successful this game. And so that's something, and the energy I think the Dragons have to do the second half.
When I was on their road trip to Winona and Upper Iowa right after the new year, the point of emphasis was to go downhill, play fast. How can you play fast against the number one team, number two team in the league defensively? Where does it start?
It starts with the energy, the effort. You know, both teams, obviously we saw that first half, are great at getting up and down, but the Dragons have to exceed that if they want to be successful with a victory tonight.
38-33. Here as the Dragons will try to play catch-up. This is not anything new that we've seen with this Dragon men's team. They're not going to blow anybody out, or they haven't at least so far this year, and that's something I expected this year. Just the fact that they're at this 13-5, and now they're competing in this NSIC North here, tied for second place, to me is really, really a good start for these redshirt freshmen.
I agree, and you talk about being young. One of the bullets, value the basketball. If the Dragons can cut down on the turnovers, 10 turnovers that first half, they must do a better job valuing the basketball to set themselves up for a successful night.
Yeah, I'd love John Webking to weigh in on this conversation. I asked him about the women here at the midway mark, 11-0, and we'll hear from him in a moment. It's Jesse Berg got a piece of that ball. Here comes Trayvon Code. Trayvon going to stare down Nick Ferrarini in front of his bench. Get a pick from Jesse Berg, and now Jesse's had the ball underneath 3 times, and that was his first miss as Sem Baumgartner laying out over near the Dragon bench where John Webking is lurking. 13-5 at this point in the season and competing in the NSIC North. Could we have asked for more from this Dragon men's squad?
No, I don't think you can, especially when you look at the margin of victory over their victories has been a few points here and there. And so for a young team to seal out close games is definitely a surprise. And they're playing a little bit beyond themselves in the last few. This first half, though, defensive pressure is something a young team hasn't seen in our league from a top defensive team like Wayne State. So to see how they handle this kind of pressure has been the thing for me to watch as Coach Bergstrasser, talking to him earlier in tonight's night, says it's a scrappy team, lots of turnovers, and as you saw, 10 in the first half, they can turn it over.
Ferrarini inside will score. This is maybe the most interesting number, John. A win tonight for the Dragons, or their next win, will double their win total from last year. Double. And there's still 11 games left after tonight.
Yeah, last year was a little unfortunate. I don't think it was the season anybody expected to see out of the Dragons after the series of wins they've had in the previous years. But they were just a little thin offensively and relied a lot too much on Tanner Kretschmann, who's put up great numbers throughout his Dragon career. But it just wasn't enough to get the amount of victories that they were used to. But to see the string of wins this team has put together really feels like a Walthall program in the making. And, you've seen the flashes of a team that could do great things, and it's fun to sit back and watch that happen for a bunch of young guys.
Jared, maybe not so much here in this first minute and 51 seconds. A couple of fast break buckets. Ferrarini underneath has had 2 uncontested buckets, and now an air ball by Code, another turnover. They're not valuing the basketball. They're not getting their rebounds to start the second half.
Ferrarini picked up right where he left off that first half. As you mentioned, 2 buckets early. Dragons not valuing the basketball, and the Wildcats continue to attack the cup as Joseph finishes with a strong move. And now you look up, and the Wildcats are up double figures with an 11-point lead.
Wonder how long Chad Walthall is going to let this play out. He got Addison Park in the ballgame. Code the finish. He'll score and get fouled.
Love the confidence out of Trayvon. As you mentioned, last play down, an air ball, but aggressive enough, come attack, drew the contact, finishing with an opportunity for a 3-point play.
Jordan Jansen gets whistled for his second personal foul. That's just the 5th foul whistled against Wayne State so far tonight. I've seen Johnny Beninga take over games like down in Upper Iowa 2 weeks ago. Maybe it's Trayvon Code's night. That's point number 16 for the senior.
And this is what you expect out of your senior. Step up in big games. As it's been talked about quite a bit, this Wildcat team, one of the best teams defensively in the NSIC.
Yeah, in just league games, Wayne State is number 1. That's a walk.
A great defense there by Trayvon Code, forcing the turnover.
And Jeff Kaminsky getting an explanation at midcourt. They're the number 1 team in NSIC games. Oh, okay, I see the call now. Yep, he had possession and then dribbled across midcourt. That's the correct call. There was possession. That's Park, and he'll come over the back and get whistled for a foul, and that's Addy's 3rd. Wayne State first in the NSIC in just league games defensively. In all games, they're number 2, for what it's worth. Just to make sure we don't have our fans in Des Moines. We don't want Aunt Carmen and Uncle Bill to be confused down in Des Moines. 44-36, Wildcats on top. 17:05 left to go. This is Kendall Jacks. Stolen away. Beninga. Fouled. Or Simon Sem was. Just 2 points in the first half for Simon.
Yeah, love the fact that the Dragons are getting out, playing defense. Sim tried the little Euro step, not able to finish.
So Simon to the free throw line for 2. Sem just a 52% free throw shooter.
I was watching the sports show, and it's interesting. We talk about Wildcats being 1 or number 2. People Google information now. We're in the Google era now, so if we get it wrong, they're definitely going to Google it and trace our track on those numbers.
We better speak the truth.
Yeah, we got to speak the truth.
I'm going to have to watch my P's and Q's now because someone will Google me out. 44-38. Dragons back to within 6. 16:55 left to go.
Dragons extending this pressure, getting up, trying to cause turnovers, a little havoc for the Wildcats.
Baumgartner.
Oh, big time move. Big time move by Kendall Jacks. Footwork ripping through, finishing with the reverse.
The Wayne State lead is 8 with Sem sitting down. Ersfeld back in. Beninga around Addy Park, who's playing with 3 fouls. That's a Johnny Beninga 15-footer.
Nice looking shot there by Johnny Beninga with 4 points. One of our players to watch. I'd like to see him get going the second half.
Yeah, Trevin Joseph, 4 points. Johnny Beninga, 4 points. It's been Ferrarini and Code as far as the offensive output. Baumgartner got in position defensively. Ferrarini looking things over. He'll leave the ball for Kendall Jacks, who goes over top of Baumgartner. And Wayne State was just a little bit quicker to the ball, and a whistle and a foul. And it's going to go on Baumgartner. Oh, I'm sorry. It is going to go on Baumgartner.
You got to credit Jordan Jansen with the tip right to Joseph. And again, Joseph very aggressive. I'm sorry, Kendall Jacks very aggressive getting to the cup. An opportunity to get 2 at the stripe. And again, the energy, the effort, just as that tip from Jordan Jansen kept that play alive for the Wildcats.
Those little things mean a lot, right?
They do.
8-point Wayne State lead at 48-40. Ferrarini will sit down. Altavius Jackson is back in.
Wildcats looking to pick up full court here, face guarding. Also looking to trap, see how the Dragons handle it. Beninga wisely pulls up.
Defended by Joseph and Jackson. Beninga and Code in front of his bench.
Got the matchup you want inside for Park.
Park scores.
Nice patience there by the Dragons. Park finishing inside, point blank range. As we mentioned, the Wildcats are switching those screens, so if the Dragons are patient, they could get a matchup that they like.
Here comes Code, trying to dig into this 6-point deficit. Leaving the ball for Ersfeld.
And that's the downhill play that Warthall wants as Code pushes the ball and gets another assist.
Dragons are down 48-44. 15 minutes left to go as the Dragon bench applauds.
Oh, great anticipation, the deflection, showing that they're active.
Altavius Jackson through the lane.
Hanging and finishing. Jackson. Wildcats have quite a few athletic guards.
Here's Park on the baseline.
Oh, nice cut by Baumgartner.
And he cannot score. Ball went around, but would not go. Here comes Jacks. And now Vance Jansen. We have not seen a team in Wayne State that has competed as far as wins and losses in the league like this in a long, long time. As a whistle and a foul. It's going to be on the floor. I think it's going to go on Bryce Ersfeld. And we hit the first media timeout of the second half. 14-10 left to go. Good ball game. Visitors up by 6.
Okay, one more.
All right, Benji.
Come on.
Benji.
Yes, smile. Come on,
What about the flash?
Okay, one more. Benjamin, hold it
Make a flash,
sideways.
Benji. You have to
Please
back it
use
up.
my
You want to get
camera.
everybody
Looking at
in.
the
You can't get everybody in unless you back up.
He did it.
There you go.
Did you get? Do you need me? Don't forget to did you get it, Ben? My camera. I think you got it.
Take another
Oh,
shot.
I think I blinked.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports.
Are sponsored by Papa John's. So we thank Papa John's. Locations all over Fargo, Moorhead. I know, unfortunately for my waistline, there is one right by my location, my house down in South Fargo. Papa John's, thank you for your sponsorship of tonight's ball games. We have buy a chance to win up to $5,000 in the Dragonfire raffle. That drawing will take place beginning February 8th, and all proceeds go to Dragon Athletic Scholarships. We have breaking news. For that, we go cross court to John Webking.
Just as we were pitching to break, Coach Walthall pleading the officials to get the same call down on their end from the Gavin Baumgartner play. Got technical foul called on him as he went back to the Dragons bench. So Wayne State here will be taking their technical foul shot after Coach Walthall got a little heated at the officials.
Yeah, he's still heated right in front of where you were sitting before. to the right of Rick's Flaxbarth. So there's miss number one. Maybe it's going to get this crowd involved, in which we haven't seen so far tonight.
It's definitely a coaching strategy that a lot of coaches are aware of and a lot of coaches use. When you start seeing your team go the wrong direction, you get fired up. You show them and you try to lead them a little bit by example. Coach Walthall has shown that history in the past. Hopefully he stays in the game.
51-44, Wayne State on top after his technical cost his team a point. We'll see how they respond as Jeff Kaminsky tap dances on the Wayne State bench. A three by Vance Jansen will not go. Benninga secures the rebound. Here comes Johnny down the far side. Johnny with the hole. Oh. And a score and gets fouled. John, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's the foul that Chad Walthall bought with the tee.
That's exactly right. I mean, that's one thing to put it in the back of the mind of the officials, that if it's going to come down the other way, you just made that call. You made a point to let them know about that call, and there you see it possibly paying off. Was a foul, wasn't a foul. Arguing with officials is not my job. That's the job of the guys wearing the suits tonight.
And now you're making me jealous because you're standing next to somebody with Papa John's pizza.
Sorry, it's not vegan, guys.
51-47, Wayne State. It doesn't matter whether it's vegan or not, I'll eat it. 51-47, Dragons trail Wayne State here at the 13:30 mark. A three is short by Luke Terhark, and there's Baumgartner securing a rebound.
Dragons looking to play downhill, as we just talked about, as Trayvon Code goes coast to coast, finishing in transition, and we're seeing a different energy out of these Dragons after that technical foul on Walthall.
Coach Walthall in the last huddle during that technical foul and that break that we took was preaching for space. He wanted the Dragons to space out the half-court set to open up driving lanes, saw that as an offensive opportunity, and there you see Trayvon Code taking advantage of it as he has all night long.
John, I have to ask you this. Was Coach Walthall really upset at the officials, or was it to do what's been going on in the last minute, and that's just to burst energy into this place?
I think it's absolute politicking. I've been a coach. I've seen coaches. I know that that's a common practice to fire up your team. It's just when. When do you pick that moment? When do you pick that time? And according to what I see on the scoreboard, he picked a pretty good one.
Jared, it's 51-51, and the crowd is into this as now some Dragons are laying out as Altavius Jackson stops the bleeding.
A different energy. Again, great job by Coach Walthall, knowing his team, knowing the time to, as John just stated, to politic a call like that, and his team has responded.
I still think he was upset, but that's neither here nor there. Dragons are back to within two. A little more energy here into Nemzik, hoping for a lot of it tomorrow night against Augustana. This is Kendall Jacks from deep. Yes.
Nice rhythm shot there by Jacks.
A good response by Wayne State, a little 5-0 run since this thing was knotted up at 51. We're under the 12-minute mark. Oh, the hesitation by Code. He couldn't finish, but a foul.
I like the little hesitation move. He's been very aggressive to the basket thus far and able to finish or get fouled. Two players on him, a little hesitation. Dragons basketball.
14 fouls each here in the second half. Code will inbound. It's Benninga, Ersfeld, Code, Baumgartner, and Park. Gavin Baumgartner has it. Now Code.
There's the spacing you're looking for.
Park, aggressive.
Oh, great move by Park. And that's basically an isolation for Park inside when you got the proper spacing. Great play call there for the Dragons.
Ferrarini tiptoes midcourt. Stays on his proper side. Vance Jansen. Jacks, yes. He's got this smooth and calmness to him, even though he's going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's playing like an experienced player that's been in a moment like this before. And you got to respect that if you're on the Dragon side.
This has to be fun for him, because this Wayne State squad has not won to this degree or competed for an NSIC South like this in his 4-year career.
And I'm sure that's in the back of the mind. I'm sure that was one of the team goals coming into this season, his senior year, his senior campaign, and he's putting up some nice numbers for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Trevin Joseph. Vance Jansen has been here throughout the duration of it. Good ball players, and Jeff Kaminsky has found something down in the heartland. 11 minutes left to go. Wayne State up 58-53. Here's Baumgartner. And now Code on the baseline, 10 to shoot. Trayvon double teamed, and that's great help side D by Vance Jansen.
We talked about the spacing. If the spacing isn't there, you're not going to have that isolation. As we saw, Park was able to be successful right there. The spacing was off. Great job by the Wildcats doubling the ball.
Jake Johnson is back in for the Dragons. Park's in a little foul trouble. Jesse Berg has not played many minutes tonight. He started, played 10 minutes, got a couple buckets, had one touch in the second half, and now he's on the bench. Here's Ferrarini and a foul on Jake Johnson. It's Jake's second and the team's fifth. So Ferrarini with 20 on the shot clock will inbound. And one of your blood-soaked bullets, you talked about the Dragons taking care of the basketball. Here's a miss and a Beninga rebound. He's going to sift through some Friday night traffic. And now the hezi and the tape.
Great hesitation and finish. And that's an experienced, high IQ play by Beninga. I love the fact that you're learning that lingo, hezi, out of Steve.
Ah, the tongue slip. And a foul on Code. I guess the point I was making as we go to break, Wayne State, talk about valuing the basketball, a plus 4.25. That means they're turning the ball over 4 1/4 fewer times than their opponents. They're in a dogfight or a cat fight here tonight.
Heading to Fargo Moorhead to get away and have a little fun? Book your room at the highly rated Microtel Inn & Suites. It's conveniently located just off 8th Street and I-94. Clean rooms and all the amenities you need to relax and recharge after a fun day out. Plus, when you wake up, you can enjoy a free hot breakfast. What are you waiting for? Book your room today at the Microtel Inn & Suites in Moorhead. Call 218-284-4022 or visit microtelmoorhead.com.
There's some excited fans on our Gate City Bank My School Spirit fan cam. Ask for a Dragon debit card and they'll make a donation directly to MSU Moorhead scholarships, and that's what it's all about. Was that Denver Colgrove getting a free t-shirt? It's all that free stuff from the Dragon football team. Now he goes bonkers over a t-shirt. This is why we're seeing some good basketballs, because we're watching two good basketball teams.
Yeah, you talk about MSUM second in the North, and obviously Wayne State top of the division in the South. And we got a great ball game on hand, matching the energy.
Standings provided by Affinity Plus and Sodexo. Vance Jansen to the free throw line for 2.
A matchup of energy so far. Both teams giving it their all.
Jansen misses. He came in second in the NSIC in free throw percentage. He's 1 for 3. Now 2 for 4. He'll come out, and Luke Hark is back in.
Both teams forcing or scoring off of turnovers. 13 points for the Dragons, 13 points for the Wildcats. Dragons lead with points in the paint, with 34 of their points coming from the paint.
59-55, Cats on top. Jake Johnson high posting, trying to go backdoor to Trayvon Code. The senior trying to stay hot. No. Johnson got the rebound.
Nice job there by Johnson, getting that offensive rebound and putback. Cutting his lead to 2.
Wayne State's only losses this season. Central Missouri, that's a good team in the MIAC. Foul on Baumgartner. His second. Augustana and at the University of Sioux Falls. There's no dishonor with 13 victories. This Trevin Joseph that we've been talking about, that's Kendall Jacks missing a front end, had 35 in the loss against Sioux Falls. So these seniors are upping it just like Trayvon Cote is for the Dragons tonight. Ersfeld lurking behind the arc. Baumgartner, cross court to Beninga. Johnny, the hesitation. Ersfeld.
Oh, nice little teardrop from the freshman. Wow. We've grown accustomed to seeing him shoot the three.
Guy's got skills. We're tied for the 8th time. Level at 59. 8:42 left to go. Hearing more and more from the folks sitting in bleachers behind us. Ferrarini, a tough shot in the lane won't go. Code the rebound, and now the Dragons will play for their first lead of the second half. Trayvon, the cross.
Oh, nice Hezzy cross.
The Hezzy cross whistle. Probably not part of the equation. Terhark whistled for the foul.
Well, it definitely got Wildcat defender out of the way. Drew the foul.
Ferrarini sits down.
Trayvon with 20 points thus far as Baumgartner shoots the three.
And a foul on Wayne State.
Dragons getting some quality minutes out of Jake Johnson. I mean, he got the offensive rebound to put back, now drawing another foul here on the offensive end.
Baumgartner on the baseline. Out to Beninga. Dared to shoot it. No.
Look at Jake Johnson with another offensive rebound.
Talked about those little things that Wayne State's doing. How about the big things from the big guy? Around a screen.
There you go, get the spacing, got the matchup you want inside.
And a foul. Who'd they get this time? I think they got Terhark again. Boy, I love talking to Jake Johnson. I get to spend a lot of time with him on the bus ride home from Upper Iowa, because you know what we had? A lot of time. Coming back on, the first Saturday night of the new year. It's all right. Football game's over. I'll go back and talk to my guys, Jake and Bryce. And he said, you know what? They're great look at Jake Johnson right there, the pride of Oak Grove, Minnesota. You know what? I don't care if I play 1 minute, 3 minutes, 10 minutes. As long as my team wins, I know I've done my job.
A great attitude out of that young man, and great minutes thus far for Jake Johnson coming off the bench as he knocked down those 2 free throws, giving the Dragons the lead. It's Trayvon Cote with the steal. What attack.
Cote to the free throw line for 2. Boy, Terhark has picked up 3 fouls in the last minute and a half. So it'll be Trayvon at the free throw line to shoot 2, an 82% free throw shooter on the season. He's 5 for 5 tonight. There is Chad Walthall, 185 wins and 84 losses here at MSUM. Collected win number 300 as well as 301 last weekend. I'm guessing the only thing he's thinking about right now is win number 302. 63-59, the Dragons are up by 4. 7.5 minutes left to go as Ersfeld gets whistled for a foul.
Jordan Jansen, a little screen and roll, dive into the basket. Nice little find there by Joseph. Jansen at the line, try to chip into this Dragon lead.
Bryce thought he got all leather. And Wayne State is missing from the free throw line. Update or download the MSUM Dragons app on iTunes or Google Play for all the live stats, media coverage, and much, much more. Go to msumdragons.com/app for the Dragon app. 63-60 The Dragons have the lead. A whistle and a foul.
And again, Jake Johnson drawing the foul there on Jordan Jansen.
It's amazing how much of this is done since that technical foul, whether it was staged, concocted, or other. Johnson hits the front end.
Again, solid minutes from Jake Johnson. A difference maker thus far in the second half.
A big-time performance from Jake Johnson. 65-60, the Dragons up by a handful.
Dragons picking up full court again, changing the speed and tempo of this game. See how the Wildcats adjust.
Joseph, the crossover on Benenga. And the three.
Big-time shot, step back three for Joseph.
65-63. We leak under 7 minutes to go. Ersfeld, the crossover, then the rejection of the violent capacity from Jordan Jansen.
Nice block there by Jansen, the senior. I'm sorry, the freshman. Jordan Jansen, the 6'7" freshman out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Great anticipation.
They have two Jansens on this team without relations. Benenga underneath could not score. A point-blank opportunity for Johnny.
Great find there by Ersfeld. Johnny not able to capitalize.
A whistle and a foul as one of the Wildcats came flying out of a tree. It's on Trayvon Code. That's his second. It's a 19 foul. So both teams have had 9 team fouls. So this will be, is this a two-shot? Oh, now they're going to look at this. So we're going to have a delay here. 65-63. The Dragons are up. The Dragons so far, boys, just shooting 2 for 11, and they have the lead. The women, what, 3 for 19.
Yeah.
So the two teams combined, 5 for 30. But the women won earlier tonight, the men in the lead.
And you got to be impressed with the fact that, as we talked about, we were very impressed how the women won. But the men are, if we had said, hey, you're going to go 2 for 11 and you're going to have the lead with 6 minutes and 44 seconds left, going 2 for 11 from behind the arc, you'd obviously be surprised. Not sure what they're looking for on this replay.
You see the extension by Trayvon Code. I know, John Webking, you're over there. Are they going to call this a flagrant?
You never know, but you never know.
In this
when you have someone else come in and look at it, that means there's something to see. But as quick as they're acting, yep, just called the common foul.
Yeah, I especially at a game like this, I don't want to see something wonky.
You know, it's almost good to take a look at something like that in a physical, very up-tempo game, back and forth, tight game. You know, to take a look at that, make sure it's slowing down, put that in everybody's head that we're looking for flagrants, just to make sure that keeps this game clean on both ends of the ball.
Yeah, you could definitely see the extension, the two arms. I mean, it's 15 yards in pass interference. Is it a flagrant one? Probably not.
Well, that's their call, and they said it's a common foul.
And they're people, too. So I'm respecting the decision.
More importantly, you got to define wonky. I want to know what wonky is.
That shot, wide left. Wonky, just not right.
Okay.
Awry. Oh, what a move. Trevin Joseph puts Wayne State on top.
Joseph going coast to coast.
Nothing wonky about that.
Man, I appreciate you breaking it down and giving me the definition of wonky.
We break down wonkyage here on WDAY Extra. Johnson on the elbow.
It's the matchup you want. The Wildcats switch.
Ersfeld for the lead.
Oh, rhythm shot by Ersfeld, knocking down the three.
Dragons back up by a deuce. Back and forth we go with 6 minutes left. Joseph hits the brakes, and now Johnson's going to go to work defensively. Jake.
Soft touch there by Jansen.
So we are tied again at 68. This is the 9th time we've been level in this contest. Benenga hit the brakes, maybe took an extra step. Jeff Kaminsky's not going to get the call. Here's Trayvon Code. What does he have in store? How about the left hand and the finish?
Tough finish, giving him 24 on the night. And the senior, again, this second half of the season, you would like to see a lot more consistency out of him scoring like this.
Joseph, nowhere to go. Jacks, and an offensive foul. Oh, yeah. Jacks went straight into Ersfeld.
Yeah, as we watch the replay, you got to watch the shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Shoulder and elbow definitely gave it away.
John, I asked you earlier tonight, and I don't know if you had time to answer the question. Here at the midway point for this, oh yeah, we talked about that, the midway point of this team. All they've done since we were over at Concordia, since I went to Bemidji back earlier in December, is this Dragon team has found a way to gut these games out. Benenga, no. The tip nearly went in by Jacks. Here comes Vance Jansen. Ferrarini for 3, no. Another offensive rebound, and Vance Jansen, no.
Oh, nice box out there by Benenga. Dragons looking to run here.
Here's that downhill stuff you were talking about. Oh, Addy, nope.
Addy!
Foul.
Great decision by Trayvon Code. Addy attacking the basket. Opportunity to get points at the line.
We hit the final media timeout. Addy Park trying to go to the break strong.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Dave Eggers at 218-233-1334 today.
All right, Jared, you like your dimes? Let's see a dime. Oh, Benenga to Addy Park. We talked about chemistry.
Excellent find there by Benenga to Park.
There's chemistry going on right there. It's also our State Farm assist of the game, presented by State Farm. 70-68. The Dragons are up by 2 with 4:29 left to go.
Ironically, as we look at the bench has been huge for the Dragons. 22 points from the bench tonight. Only 8 for the Wildcats, and I think right now, as we go into 4 minutes and 29 seconds left in this game, that's been the difference. And Park at the line right now to add maybe 23 and 24 points from the bench.
So Park at the free throw line in the double bonus, shooting 80% from the free throw line. Addy hits. So let's see, the Dragons have valued the basketball. They've gotten more rebounds, and they're playing more downhill. It's incredible. A little words of wisdom from the former Dragons star of yesteryear. 72-68, the Dragons of 2019 lead Wayne. Here with 4:18 left to go. This is Ferrarini, it won't go. Code the rebound.
The Code directing traffic. See what the Dragons look to get here.
We dip under 4 minutes. Trayvon Code jumping up and down in front of his bench, wanted the ball. Ersfeld. I think the play was designed to go to Addy Park. Ersfeld couldn't score. That's a big-time rebound by Jordan Jansen on the baseline. Also did his best to stay in bounds. Oh, what an assist inside to Jacks, who scores.
Nice transition find there by Jansen to Jacks.
17 for Kendall Jacks, 72-70. The Dragon lead has been trimmed to 2 with 3:25 left to go. Here's Johnny Beninga. Around Park. He'll stop, fire, off the heel of the rim. Vance Jansen the rebound. Ferrarini goes around Code, runs over Park, and an offensive foul. What are they going to call? They got Ferrarini, and Jeff Kaminsky's going to go nuts. Kaminsky was wondering why Ferrarini was not heading to the free throw line. It's because he got called for the offensive foul. A huge call that goes the Dragons' way with 3 minutes left to go.
Dragons finding a way defensively. Addie Park with the great help side defense.
And now Chad Walthall will take a timeout. 2 minutes and 56 seconds left to go. The Dragons still lead it by 2.
Get fired up for the new Shop MSUMDragons.com, the official online store of Dragon Athletics, featuring top brands like Under Armour, Adidas, Columbia, and more. Get gear in women's, youth, toddler, and infant sizes, perfect for all of our Dragon fans. Support your favorite Dragon team with Select a logo. Anything custom ships in 72 hours. And take your tailgating to the next level with items like bleacher chairs, tailgate tents, and lawn chairs. Get the gear and support your team with profits going directly to Dragon Athletics from Shop MSUMDragons.com.
Okay, one more.
All right, Benji.
Come on.
Benji.
Yes, smile. Come on,
What about the flash?
Okay, one more. Benjamin, hold
Make
it
a flash,
sideways.
Benji. You have to
Please
back it
use
up.
my
You want to get
camera.
everybody
Looking at
in.
the
You
camera?
can't get everybody in unless you back
Well,
up.
he did it.
There you go.
Did you get? Did you need me? Don't forget to Did you take get it, one Ben? with my camera. I think you got Benjamin. it.
Take another
That
shot.
well? I think I blinked.
Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports.
Moorhead Public Service offers an incentive program called BrightEnergySolutions.com. Visit them at BrightEnergySolutions.com/Moorhead. Shop MSUMDragons.com is the official online store of the Dragons with over 1,300 officially licensed items. John Webking was just behind a Chad Walthall huddle in which Coach Walthall had this to say.
Actually, he had not a lot to say. It was a lot of Gavin Baumgartner and Trayvon Coe taking over the conversation for the opportunities for the Dragons on this possession, suggesting the play. So let's see how it pans out.
I've seen Johnny Beninga come over in Winona. He came over to Coach Walthall and said, I think we should do this. Chad Walthall is really good at letting his floor generals call plays.
First thing he said when he got into the huddle is, guys, what do you think we should do? And Gavin instantly went to the whiteboard and said, we can get this and we can go right at him.
This ball will go over to the Dragons. I was telling Keith Eberhardt, who sits right next to me here on in the good seats here on the south side of the gym, telling him how much Chad Walthall used to listen to freshman Jordan Reaver back in the day. It's like, who knows better than Jordan Reaver with the high IQ he has, Gavin Baumgartner? Why not listen to them? They're the ones in the trenches.
You see that same character, those same traits, all out of both of those guys that you just described.
Jared Stewingen, Mike Olson, they listen to you guys?
Yes, I actually, and that really helped out with my career, obviously transferring in, but Mike definitely took my input. Stu, his first year here, definitely took my input and eventually invited me to be part of his coaching staff. So, yeah, it makes a huge difference when you can connect with your players in the huddle.
Jacks can't tie it. Webby, did a coach ever take your advice?
All the time. Stu was very open to advice. I was a bench player, so I didn't really give it a lot in the games as a player. But as an assistant coach, he trusted my scouts. He trusted my X's and O's ability, and definitely was wide open to those suggestions.
Just remember, I'll never forget your 10-point performance against Presentation.
I went off that night. It was great.
Here's Gavin Baumgartner. 1:49 left to go. Dragons could use a bucket. They're not going to get it, but they're going to get a chance to go to the free throw line.
One thing I do want to say, we've talked a lot about the Dragons all night long. I'm looking at this Wayne State team, and I've been around the league a long time. Jared, you've been around the league a long time. None of us as long as you, Steve. This Wayne State team can play.
I
They
love
play
them.
hard. They play physical. I can't give enough respect to this crew that Kaminsky's put together. Mike Powicki's doing a great job down there, and as an athletic director. But I haven't seen a team like this out of Wayne in a long time, and it excites me at the strength of our league this year.
I was thinking Greg McDermott, but that would be a dishonor to Rico Burkett back in the mid-2000s, one of the nicest guys in the NSIC as a head coach.
Man, I would go out on a limb and say I've never seen a Wayne State team this competitive, this athletic, and ready to play. I mean, obviously you talk about back in the day as Trayvon Cole goes coast to coast, but I mean they have quite a few pieces to be successful this year.
John, I agree with you 100%. This Wayne State team is one to watch going down the stretch, as here's a bucket by Vance Jansen. He scores as we take a look at Wayne State. They will take a timeout after the bucket. 1:15 left to go. Dragons up by 3.
Heading to Fargo Moorhead to get away and have a little fun? Book your room at the highly rated Microtel Inn and Suites. It's conveniently located just off 8th Street and I-94. Clean rooms and all the amenities you need to relax and recharge after a fun day out. Plus, when you wake up, you can enjoy a free hot breakfast. What are you waiting for? Book your room today at the Microtel Inn and Suites in Moorhead. Call 218-284-4022 or visit microtelmoorhead.com.
75-72, John, just to continue our conversation. And Jared, when you were back in the league, Minnesota Duluth was terrific. Winona State was getting ready to win national championships. Chad Walthall and I talk about this on the bus all the time. This NSIC squad, there's a good look at Walthall drawing up a play. This NSIC has not been this competitive from top to bottom. Northern might just be the best team in the league, and their record shows it. But I believe wholeheartedly that any given night, any team is going to beat anybody else.
I would agree. Like I said, years past, there would be games where you looked on the schedule and be like, okay, you look at the record, look at the squad, but I mean, the teams that I've seen with my own eyes, I mean, I'm very impressed with the NSIC performances.
I can see this Wayne State team beating anybody. I'm sure they're going to have a battle tomorrow night down in Aberdeen as Bryce Ersfeld gets fouled in the backcourt by Ferrarini. So Ersfeld will head to the free throw line to shoot 2.
These are big free throws for the redshirt freshman.
Ersfeld is 30 of 31 from the free throw line this season.
Could make this a 2-possession game.
The Dragons trailed in this game by as many as 11. They're up by 5 with 1:13 left to go. This is Vance Jansen. Joseph tiptoeing behind the arc, popping.
Oh,
yes.
Tough shot. Big time shot for Joseph.
Just a 2 as Jeff Kaminsky gets a timeout. We'll take a break.
Another day. And just like every day, it never seems to slow down. But you have a plan. Grab a cup, grab the paper, and grab a little time. Just for you. It's worth it. Don't get the paper? Just grab the phone. Call now and save up to 60% off the newsstand price. Journalists, bringing the story home every day.
Again, Jared, this is what's at stake. This is just at the midway point of the NSIC season. How much can this turn? Minnesota State Mankato battling tonight. You don't want to trip and fall right now. The Dragons play St. Cloud State next week, and then Minnesota Duluth next week. I mean, just all fun. The long and winding road of the NSIC.
Right, we often joke about you don't want to be playing your best basketball in November and December, but like you said, you definitely want to play your best basketball coming January and February as a team.
Ersfeld, Baumgartner. The Dragons get across midcourt, and now Code is going to settle things down. 50 seconds left in the game. The Dragons lead 77-74. Trayvon in front of the dapperly dressed Spencer Bland. Can't score. Here comes Wayne State, and they've got numbers. Jacks, near side Joseph.
Travel.
Yeah.
Nice
that was
defense.
a Euro step and a crab, all in one. 30 seconds left, Dragons get the ball.
Great transition defense by the Dragons there. Wildcats looking again.
1, 2, 3, yes. That's an easy call. They wouldn't call that on LeBron. Here's Baumgartner fouled. 29 seconds left to go.
And yet again, you got another redshirt freshman in a clutch situation to knock down some free throws to make it a 2-possession ball game.
And Baumgartner hits try number 1. There's our coaches cam presented by BSN. MSUM's Nike and Under Armour partner is BSN. Baumgartner hits 1 out of 2. Under a half a minute, the Dragon lead is 4. This is Vance Jansen. Back it goes to Ferrarini. Joseph scores. And Jeff Kaminsky will exercise his final timeout. With 12.5 seconds left to go, the Dragons lead by 2.
Just looking back on myself freshman year to who I am currently, it's a complete transformation.
You walk around campus all the time, you see friendly faces, you see smiling faces, and people really, really love being here.
For me personally, I was able to get the experience and the knowledge that I needed to be successful.
I've had a pretty long journey to get here. Went to community college, changed majors, and MSUM has transformed my life just incredibly.
All right, Jared, take us inside the huddles first, Wayne State.
Obviously, Wayne State, you're going to continue to face guard. If the Dragons get it in, you got to foul right away. If you're the Dragons, continue to try to get the ball in to your high percentage free throw shooters. Ersfeld's done a tremendous job. You just saw Baumgartner knock down free throws as well. So we'll see how the Dragons adjust here.
Baumgartner doing his best curly kneel. And Ersfeld, and a foul. I guess the next question was, if you have to foul Ersfeld, do you? He's one of the best in the league. John Webking.
I've been a study of coaching strategies for a long time, and I've watched Coach Walthall in this kind of a situation looking to be possibly up 3, possibly up 4 with not a whole lot of time left, likes to control the destiny of the game. I wouldn't be surprised to have a foul here on the Dragons side to prevent a 3-point attempt, keep it limited in points-wise to the free throw, and try to continue to maintain a 2 to 3 point lead. So he did it not too long ago.
He did it last weekend?
He did it last weekend. So just be aware of that kind of foul situation here.
John, he did that last weekend when his team was up by 3. I cannot imagine him doing it up by 4.
I can't, but the time says something else. The time says it's a maybe. I mean, up by 4, no. Up by 3, I would think for sure if it gets under 10 seconds, I would. In this kind of a situation, but the same thing that we're talking about, the out-of-bounds play that didn't work for us last weekend, works for us twice this weekend, and relates to Dragon free throws.
It's a great point, John.
And I saw, and you don't know what's going to happen because he did it last weekend, fouling up 3, but didn't do it against Winona, and Tommy Getke missed a 3 at the gun. First things first, Ersfeld has to make a pair of free throws, in which he does. Sem in, Ersfeld has a seat, 80 to 76. I would be surprised to see a foul here.
I would too, but you just never know. Coach going into his bag of tricks, see what happens.
Here's Trevin Joseph. You don't want to foul that. That's no good. The ball is tipped, and the Dragons got out another win. They beat Wayne State 80 to 76. Whatever is going on at the end of the game is working for Chad Walthall and his Dragons. They remain the hottest team in the NSIC. They win their 7th ball game in a row. We are awaiting John Webking and one of his favorite East Coasters in Trayvon Code. This team continues to gut out victories, Jared.
Found a way to win, didn't shoot it well tremendously well from behind the arc, but again, both the men and women finding a way to beat the Wayne State Wildcats.
Both teams continue to exchange pleasantries at midcourt. I know Chad Walthall had an extended conversation with Jeff Kaminsky. He has so much respect for Kaminsky, who has over 300 wins in his terrific career, almost 400 here in his third season at Wayne. Here's John Webking with Trayvon Code.
Trey, you and I were here in the gym after that game against Bemidji, and you said you had an off night and you needed to get out of a slump. I think it worked. What happened, and how have you been successful since then?
Just keep pushing forward, even if you're having a bad game. I'm just trying to lead and be a senior. We got a lot of young guys, so I know I got to stay in the gym and stay locked in and just help better the team.
Slow start. The pace was a little slow, a little sloppy in the turnovers, but you kept pushing and setting the tone. As we get the water bath from Tell me it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good at all, but it's worth it. It's worth it because we got to win it.
You've knocked off the top team in the South. What does it feel like to have this Dragons after last year's season back on the map in the top of the league?
It's amazing, and it's a blessing. All you can do is bless the man upstairs, but there's more work to be done. We got to keep going.
Keep working, and good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
The respectful and the well-thoughtful and the well-read Trayvon Code. Team comes first, and his team wins tonight 80-76. Take a look at some second-half highlights. The Dragons got behind. They were down by 5 at the half. They fell behind by 11. That's some good transition basketball, and that's Nick Ferrarini on the business end. Oh, Trayvon Code diming to Bryce Ersfeld. Two of Bryce's points. That's Johnny Benenga. Give him space, and that guy can do a lot of things. Wayne State is just so well coached. They were not going to go away. That's senior Kendall Jacks. This might be the last time we get to see him. And Trevin Joseph, that 1-2 uniform number and punch. And there's the and one by Trayvon Code, helping the Dragons seal this 80-76 victory. Look at that. Wayne State shoots 50% from the floor. They hit 30 of 60 shots. The Dragons 28 for 60. These two teams are so tightly matched. Wayne State wins the rebound total. The Dragons win the turnover total. What more can you say about this ball game?
Again, we talked about the energy that Coach Walthall pointed out, playing downhill, and the Dragons responded tremendously well. I mean, Trayvon Code, phenomenal job tonight. 26 points, 4 dimes, 8 boards. I mean, just a phenomenal job by that senior. As he said, he wants to lead his team.
Let's take a look at an electrifying play of the game. There were certainly many to be had in this Dragon comeback tonight. Again, down by as many as 11 points in this second half. This is Trayvon Code. Oh! In midair, he hesied. Well, he was in the air for a long time. That right there enough is our electrifying play of the game presented by Morehead Public Service, who reminds you to reverse the direction of your ceiling fan to pull air up, forcing warm air down. For more energy-saving tips, log on to brightenergysolutions.com. Saving energy, saving money. As far as our newsmaker of the game, John Webking just talked to Trayvon Code. There's a little cross-handed finish at the basket. Some more Trayvon Code highlights. So I'm guessing Trayvon Code is our player of the game, presented by the Forum of Fargo Moorhead. Call 241-5445 today to get the Forum of Fargo Moorhead tomorrow. Trayvon Code finished with 26 points and 8 rebounds to help his team win. Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule. Tomorrow afternoon, Augustana is in town, 3:30 on the women's side, 5:30 on the men's side. You can see both of those ball games right here on WDAY Extra as we wrap things up. Here, Steve, Jared, the women first, and then the men. Boy, this is getting repetitive. The Dragon men gutting out a victory here tonight.
Fun to watch the teams play with tremendous energy and passion. look for them to bottle that up and bring that against Augustana tomorrow.
Trayvon Code. I mean, this is a guy that only shot a couple times, kind of like a Kylie Baravich performance in his last ball game. And then tonight he said, you know what, guys, it's time to get on my back here tonight. There's so many of those different players for the Dragons. It was his turn tonight.
Yeah, it's fun to see him in his senior campaign go 10 for 14 from the field. We talked about the 26 points, active 8 boards. I mean, you want to see him continue to perform like that if the Dragons want to go far this season.
Great ball game here for the Dragon men. They win 80-76. That's going to do it for our presentation of Dragons basketball here on this chilly Friday night in Moorhead. Our director has been Alex Nelson, our producer, John Webking. He was also our sideline reporter doing many, many tasks here tonight. For Jared Bledsoe, Steve DeStacio saying, so long from Moorhead. The women won earlier tonight, 71-57. The Dragon men win again, 80-76. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon.